end this episode because I don't know what's going to come out of John's mouth next. It's just progressing down a dark, dark path.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network, and my esteemed colleague John Feidelberg just moved from one piece of content over here where he was puking on himself with a crowd of people watching.
It's become like appointment television.
Absolutely.
Lowering the bar.
Feidelberg, like, will he not puke should be a prop bet on the Barstool Sports book. Download the app today. They got all sorts of cool, like, fun props that Big Cat and the company are coming up with. I think we got to start making in-house ones, and that should be one. Will Feidelberg throw from the latest lowering the bar at, like, what is it? You know, minus fucking 10,000.
It wasn't that bad again.
I thought this one was absolutely horrendous, but the mere fact that this is what we do for work is insanity.
Today, I showed up to work. I played Jenga. Then I ate a sea cucumber. And now I'm recording a podcast.
Yeah. I mean, and you get paid handsomely to do so. It is a wild world that we live in where that's what the people want.
It is. It also is, but it makes it's almost sometimes you wish you were a coal miner. It's like when someone asks you, like, hey, can you do something at X time? And like, no, I can't. I got Jenga then.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you talking about? You have Jenga? Like,
especially,
I got Jenga,
we will do episodes on this very show, like, talking about mental health and, like, the anguish we go through and the stress we're going through. And, like, the other day I was, like, venting to Caitlin about, like, work and shit. And then, you know, she checked in on me and she was like, how are you doing today? And I was like, well, today I played Jenga, and I like that. I'm feeling a little bit better because I like playing Jenga. So today we're good. So, yeah, it does make it a little bit tough and definitely makes you feel like a man baby child.
100%. Well, I mean, like, I never thought anything else. I've always been, it's been pretty written in the stars.
Pretty apparent.
I was just talking about before the show when I was talking, like, as a child, my greatest aspiration was to live in a treehouse with my Barbie dolls. And
you basically are.
Yeah, no, I got a little bit
This
higher.
is a gigantic treehouse, and it's not quite Barbie dolls, but it's like, you know, little playthings.
Yeah, it's actually nice. Like, I don't even have to live in my parents' backyard. I got a little autonomy with it. It's really the best of both worlds.
A little freedom, a little privacy and adulthood here. But it is important to recognize when you have a good thing going and just kind of, you know, yeah, sure, maybe you want some more money or you want some more respect or you want some more opportunities. Of course, everybody wants more and more and more, but it's also important to realize when you got a good thing going.
Yeah, speaking of getting a good thing going, I got to give a shout out to John from Bill Ricca because he gave me this jacket. And, like, we also have
who is that and what is that? Show the back.
John
People
from
understand
Bill Ricca,
exactly
just
what
a
it
KFC
is.
radio fan.
Oh, wow.
He just mailed me, like, an official Coach Taylor
John
Coach's
from,
jacket.
what are you saying, Bill Ricca?
Bill Ricca, Mass. Where
Bill
I've been
Ricca,
arrested.
Mass. Where the fuck is mine? I thought it was a thing for you for a reason. It's just a KFC radio listener
I think in the
who
note
only
he
sent
did,
one.
I think he specified one thing I learned, but it is KFC radio. He said both.
John
I think
from
he said,
Bill Ricca.
Yeah. Shout out Mac 2's. John, head over to Mac 2's place where I got arrested.
Well, yeah, when you're getting sent cool shit and you get to puke for money, you know, you should just kind of shut the fuck up and let a good thing happen. If you're working at Spotify, and you know, Spotify did the impossible in my mind. Spotify got me to change something. I was an Apple Music guy, and I switched over to Spotify because I think it's
far
superior, at least for music. I don't think for podcasts, but for music. And then now they're making their big play into podcasts, and they did Joe Budden, and then they go and do Joe Rogan. And I would imagine it's pretty good. Like, the eating's pretty good at Spotify right now, and I'd imagine the future is even brighter. And these people who are threatening to walk out because of Joe Rogan, I mean, you better be...
Explain the full story to me and the listeners.
Okay, so Joe Rogan he went Spotify exclusive on September 1st. We're like 3 weeks into this shit, and it's a fucking nightmare. September 1st, he brings all of his platform, audio and video, to Spotify. Although
Spotify carries the video?
Yes. You can still get like the 10-minute clips on YouTube,
right,
which is what a lot of people watch anyway. Mm-hmm. But if you want to watch like the full 3-hour show, video is on Spotify and the audio is exclusive to Spotify.
Have your fucking phone plugged in.
Yeah, I actually don't even know. Maybe I don't know how I would watch video on Spotify. Maybe if you pull it up, it's easy. But audio is Is it? I feel like I just listened to a Joe Rogan podcast on iTunes. I must have listened to like a backlog.
It might have been October 1st. For some reason, September surprised me.
Because I definitely just listened to Whitney Cummings and Joe Rogan and Annie Letterman on there. So the Joe Rogan Experience. No. Yeah. So it just says it's out. I must have had my secret down there. Oh no, there it is. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe it's in the process of happening. I thought it for sure already did happen. Because otherwise, what would the stink be? But anyway, immediately when they start transferring over the backlog, all of the episodes involving his right-wing conservative guests are not uploaded. So like Alex Jones, Milo, I guess there's Jordan Peterson, I think is not a crazy person. He's just a conservative. It's kind of fucked up, right? You're getting to the point where like, if you're a Republican, you're like a Nazi. And it's like, some people are just conservative. And those episodes just mysteriously were not uploaded. And everyone's like, oh my God, Spotify is censoring Joe Rogan. Then a couple weeks later, Joe Rogan does a podcast where he's talking about the protests in Oregon. And he says that protesters were setting things on fire, which I guess was not true.
Right.
But I mean,
he
there definitely are.
I saw that.
Right. There definitely are like protesters lighting things on fire. But I think like what he specified and where he
was saying starting forest fires.
Oh, okay. So that definitely isn't happening. And he put out a video apologizing, saying, I read it. I read a headline. I didn't fact check it. I usually do. I ran with it. My bad. That was stupid. I take this very seriously. I don't know whether he would do that or not. He does take it seriously. And I could see him. He's the type of guy who is like, hand up. Like, I fucked up, you know? What I really do like about Joe Rogan, he definitely has his values and he definitely, I think, like leans right politically and has made his points and his opinions clear. But he's very open to having a discussion with anybody. And he's always like, I'm not married to my ideas. He referenced this in that same episode I was watching with Whitney Cummings. He referenced this archaeologist talking to a geologist. And the archaeologist said, like, the Sphinx is from 5,000 years ago. And this geologist said, you know, we're looking at like some erosion in the sand that would show that this is like 12,000 years old. And this guy like laughed in his face and was like, you're an idiot. And it turned out to be true. And it was like, rather than just being like excited, like, oh my God, I can't, like, there's a new revelation in my field. He was so married to like the way he had done it. And he's like, I never want to be that way, which I think is one of the most admirable thing on the internet right now. Because we always say like, nobody can just be like, oh shit, I was wrong. Right. And so even if he leans a way you don't agree with, the point is Joe Rogan will always have the discussion and is willing to like think about it and talk about it. So my point being, I think he would have made that like mea culpa video anyway, but it does. I've never seen him do that before, and the Spotify thing is looming. So he put out the video saying sorry, and now recently, the most recent thing is that Spotify employees are threatening to quit and or like stage a strike and a walkout if they don't have like censorship and editorial control over his podcast. What they want to do is either be able to edit old episodes, so like they could go back and take that part out, which that sounds, you know, like an effective thing, but you know, like that opens up Pandora's box if all of a sudden we're gonna be able to just go change old episodes. You know what I mean?
What level are these people?
So let me just explain, and then we'll get to that. They either want to be able to edit old episodes, like have say over new episodes and what goes out, or they want to put like trigger warnings in the episodes and in the descriptions, and then have links. This actually I don't think is too bad. They want to have links to fact-checked articles that reference like the conversations being had. I think that would actually be good for every show. Yeah. If like we talked about something and then it's like, if you want to read up more on this, here's the link.
If someone wants to do that, that's fine by me.
Go ahead.
I'm probably wrong.
Go ahead. That's what I don't know. If I had to guess, I bet there's like 5 employees at Spotify who are like making a stink about this. Some reporter gets wind of it and is like, I'm going to run with this for my own headlines because
the world fucking sucks.
Because let me say this. It better be that, because I was getting to the point where I was like, is this all one elaborate scam? Is this like a marketing scheme? Because all I hear about now is Joe Rogan Spotify, Joe Rogan Spotify, Joe Rogan Spotify. And all of the issues being argued about are things that I would imagine are the very first things you talk about in an agreement like this. Before you talk about money and length and all that shit, you would say like, do I have control? Can you edit it? And Joe Rogan's that type of dude who would be like obsessive over that. So I would have to imagine that Joe Rogan and the people who matter at Spotify are completely on the same page for a $100 million deal, some rumored to be $100 million a year. I think we would have had this hammered out real fucking quick.
we didn't. We gave you $100 million. We forgot to discuss editorial control.
like no fucking chance.
We forgot to discuss creative control.
I threw on my tinfoil hat today, literally, and I said it would make more sense to me that this would be a conspiracy theory, guerrilla marketing thing than that having not been discussed. So I think it's more like, and then so I started thinking about it though. I was like, how could this possibly be? But then I brought it like in house. Like I whenever I'm trying to figure things out, I like apply it here. Like Dave went on and did that shit with Trump, and like at the top level of everybody who matters, it was all kind of agreed upon, and there were employees here who didn't like it. But that doesn't mean that like Barstool as a whole was like revolting against Dave the way that Spotify is like being characterized now.
Right.
It's like Tyler and a few other people didn't like it. We unfortunately lost somebody to that. I'm sure a few other people had their opinions about it. Well, Tyler, I feel like Tyler, I feel like that was the nail in the coffin.
That was before? I thought Tyler left before. Whatever.
Maybe.
I was
okay,
thinking,
I think you're actually right. Yeah. Okay. But my point being, all of that, the Trump thing and everything that was going on with Dave was like, there can be people out of company who don't co-sign what's going on. That doesn't mean that they really have any control or say over what's about to happen. But I think if I'm a journalist, a blogger, whoever, I don't even know what outlet is writing these stories, but they're probably like, oh, Spotify like is threatening to quit over Joe Rogan.
That's the bigger bullshit in all of this.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate the classic people are. People are saying.
Yeah.
Who? What people?
Right.
I'm not saying name names, but like give numbers. Mm-hmm. How many people are saying that?
Or like it could be one or two people, but is it like the CEO and CFO? Is it the people who like make the technology run at Spotify? Because if those guys leave, is it anybody who, if they were to leave, Spotify would be like, oh shit, we're fucked? Because then I would be fascinated if Spotify was like, we have $100 million deal with like the dude, but like these guys are like the most brilliant coders we have or something. What do you do? Then
you
it gets
can find
juicy.
more coders.
I would imagine. I would certainly imagine, but it's maybe you can find them, but it's like fuck, I don't want to have to, So then you're like, hey Joe, can we maybe like tone it down? I also think there's an element of I think the big thing, people are talking about the Oregon thing and Alex Jones and all them. He had somebody on to talk like LGBTQ issues, and he's like if there's tampons in the men's bathroom, he's kind of like, this is fucking ridiculous, and he's not like hateful about it, but that's where he falls. And I think that is actually what's creating more issues than the Alex Jones and Milo episodes. People are kind of focusing on that. But I think it's more of like an LGBTQ thing going on right now. But like, I mean, again, in my mind, it's like context and intent like matter. Like Joe Rogan's not a hateful dude, He does, I think, skew conservative. He's pretty like, old school and macho in some ways with this shit. But I don't think he's like, fuck gay people. You know what I mean? So, I mean, but I don't think any of this matters because I would be willing to bet that the people who matter are like, we know exactly what Joe Rogan is and was. We know exactly what the deal is. And like everything we agreed to is going just as we planned.
I wonder what that's like for the lower people or for whoever it is who's saying they might leave. Just like the concept of principles is pretty foreign to me.
Or
the confidence I'm gonna sacrifice a paycheck.
Yeah. In this climate, in a pandemic,
or even not even mildly. Like there are plenty of things that happen that I disagree with, and I'm just like, it sucks.
Right.
And then
more foreign to
doing.
me is this level of self-worth where you think you matter enough.
Oh. Well, it's interesting to say within these walls because it's a bit of a pandemic at Barstool Sports.
Yes,
the idea
you're right.
Of self-importance.
You're right.
In fact,
From people who don't.
Before you got in here, there was someone in here being like, I'm going to fucking fight everybody. It was a woman. And she's like, everyone thinks they're fucking important. And I was like,
there's like four people who are.
Who would have thought that?
Yeah. I mean, everybody's celebrating, what's the word? Anniversaries every 2 minutes. It's my 6-month anniversary. It's my 9-month anniversary here at Barstool Sports. Everybody's got an anniversary. Everybody deserves the best guests. Everybody deserves full control, the best promotion, the best time slots, the this, the that. And it's like, almost exclusively none of you matter. It's down to like 2 people, you could argue. I mean, I can't. There's nothing that I think I could like threaten where they'd be like, okay, like we'll listen to you.
Yeah.
I think they would tell me to take a walk. And I think that like a bunch of dickheads at Spotify will certainly be told to take a walk over Joe fucking Rogan.
It's not even up for debate. It's just that's what's happening.
I would hope.
Like someone on our fucking practice squad is upset that Cam Newton wore a blue jacket. Okay, see you later.
See you the fuck later, man.
Someone is upset that Joey Bosa voted for fucking a Republican. Is a MAGA
guess
guy.
what? He's a fucking monster on the field, so you do not matter.
Yeah.
So I think if Spotify wanted to, like, again, I don't think any of this matters, but I feel like Spotify, for like the Joe Rogan crowd, if you're gonna go, you're putting your eggs in that basket, you know, I feel like they should be like publicly say that, like, be like, all right, you can walk then, and win a lot of fucking
You can't
favor.
publicly say that.
That you can you don't think you can say that?
I don't think you'd win a lot of favor.
I think
you'd be like, we
that
can hear you and we can, like, people just don't like black and white.
Yeah.
Or everything is black and white, and it's just like, yes, that's exactly what they should do. Is be like, see you later then. Let's go get another job. Like, I don't
Can't say
fucking
that.
care,
Yeah.
but like,
it sucks that you can't say that though. You should be able to be like, I would be like, yo, we like thought about all this. We've talked about all this. We are smarter than you. We made the move. And now you are publicly, like, in my mind, Spotify's like a laughingstock right now. Like, not in like a big, you know, it's not gonna like affect them in any way. But I feel like people right now are like, Spotify, like, fuck off. I would be like, shut your over this? Yes. I don't think anybody is on Spotify's side.
But I
think everybody is like,
well, yeah,
this is ridiculous.
So why is everyone saying Spotify fuck off then?
Because I mean, like those employees.
Oh, yeah.
And so like, and I
thought you were talking about Spotify. You're saying Spotify, you mean the employees, like you guys can see you later.
Yes, but I think overall, like, to me, it is, because the headline's just saying like Spotify, I am like smart enough to be like, it's some little fucking crew sitting in the corner. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure there are people who are just like broad strokes, like as we do, black and white. Spotify is snowflakes and anti-Rogan and blah, 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 you know? So, I mean, I wish you would be able to be like, shut the fuck up, because you're making us look stupid right now. And you don't know what you're talking about. But I guess, yeah, not in this world. I mean, I guess if you can't even fucking do a podcast, you certainly can't be like drawing lines in the sand like that. But it's like, yeah, go ahead. I mean, I guess Pat did the research, and it said that Spotify employees make like on average between 120 and 130 grand a year. So like, it's a pretty good gig right now to just walk out on. Go ahead.
Yeah, like you go sell fucking podcast ad sales elsewhere.
Right.
Go do your fucking. Hey, come work here probably.
We'll take you probably.
Yeah, you probably won't like us.
And you can come here and you can be self-important with the rest of them. When really,
imagine leaving Spotify for Barstool Sports because you were mad about a Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know if that's really the career path.
Not the move.
That's at best a lateral move.
And come on down, and you can pretend. I mean, in my mind, there are 4 people who matter at Barstool Sports. It's Dave Portnoy, of course. Big Cat, partner in crime. Erica Nardini, taking it to the next level. And Spider. Dan DiOrio, Spider HQ.
Clap it up!
Yo, when he was like, yeah. I mean, he turned into the fucking meme with that guy ringing the bell. Spider this weekend, if you weren't paying attention, the Barstool Sports book is out. Everybody's placing bets. Everybody's having a good time. And Dave, the puppet master of this whole thing, he says, Spider, I'll give you $10,000. I'll place a $10,000 bet for you, and it's yours.
He didn't say for you. He just said, he said, Spider, who you like, I'm placing a $10,000 bet.
But then he did specify.
Then he told him after.
Yeah.
But it was I think it was after Spider made his pick, though.
Okay, because I heard this through. I'm sitting there. Yeah, we were sitting and watching, and I heard them say Spider is supposed to be making a pick. And my one rule here is I don't give anybody picks. A, because I don't know what I'm talking about. Nobody would ever come to me in the first place. But B, then you're on the hook. And if you win, nobody cares. And if you lose, it's all your fault. Yeah. But then I heard one of the guys go, yeah, Spider is, he's beaming. His face lit up. And I was like, why? Like, I need to talk to this kid right now because I don't think he understands what's going on. And then I heard it's because Dave's actually going to give him the winnings. And, for Spider, how old is Spider? Do you know, Nick? He's probably like 24.
23 or so.
23, 24. 10 grand. It's a life-changing amount of money.
Life changing.
In the moment.
Yes.
For the next year or for the next few months.
I believe it's significantly more than his net worth.
Yes, probably. And so he places a bet. Bucks Broncos under, did not look like it was going to hit, had no business hitting. And then
I think the halftime score was 28-10.
They scored 5 points in the second half.
Yeah.
28.
No,
so
20,
it was like 23, 20. It was probably 20. They scored 5 points in the second half, which is weird. How did they score?
It was a sack. I mean, safety.
Yeah, obviously. So what is it? It must have been 23-10 and then 28-10.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And and the under hits, and then he's given the offer to go double or nothing. What would you have done in that? So 10. So Spider, he could have walked away with 10 grand, or he could have pocketed 2 from the winnings on the first bet and gone double or nothing with that 10 to hopefully make 20.
I would have probably walked as well.
You think?
But
I think I would have let it roll.
really?
If it was 10 or
it's
nothing, I would have taken the 10. If I'm 23 years old, on a whim out of nowhere, on a day I had no expectations, I've already made $2,000. And I mean, put it this, and then if I can pocket 2 and then potentially make 20 and have my rent covered for like the year, I'm gonna go do that strictly because you have to think about it like this: how many days in your life are you going to wake up and have a 100 millionaire offer to just place $10,000 bets for you?
Never.
Literally,
never.
I think I'm gonna try to milk that forever. Now, the only thing that is smart, like it had to be a bet that night, and there was really only Sunday Night Football and the Celtics game. So, like he
liked the Celtics and the Saints,
and so he would have lost either of the bets he was gonna pick, so he can rest his head easy. Now, I'm surprised he thought I thought the Celtics had no shot last night, and that would have probably been my bet, and it would have driven me fucking insane had I walked on it and then my bet hit.
Yeah, that's true.
It's so much easier to say in hindsight, but I really do think if I could have already taken $2,000 and then let it roll, not only for the content too, like he's already like the king, but another live stream of him sweating it out, potentially walk away with 20. You do great work promoting the app for your boss, and it's like, you're just never going to have that opportunity again. Or I don't know, maybe Dave does again next week. Who fucking knows with Spider?
I don't think he's going to do it with Spider, but I think Dave should keep doing that.
Yeah. But you got to do it like, first of all, the reason why it really worked is because, like I said, Spider's the most important person here. Everybody loves him. He does so much grinder work. And
without a doubt,
everybody
the most
loves
well-liked person here.
100%.
It's him and Za, I think, or 1-2.
Because they both just do things to help. Yeah. They only add value. They're not one of these people running around celebrating their fucking anniversaries. They'll book your tickets, they'll buy you your shit. Spider gets me weed. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Like everybody, they are just good people who do good things for you. And so you always want to give back. And I mean, the whole world, I saw Trent tweet that right away, like the entire world is now rooting for this under.
Yeah.
There was not one person out there who was like, fuck that Spider kid. I don't want him to make free money.
It is like, it's impressive. There's at a company where there's everyone, there's a little chippiness everywhere. Not chippiness, competitiveness with everything. Everyone is just like finding a way to kind of disparage someone else. Mm-hmm. Spider's just the fucking king.
Yep.
Spider's like, that's
my G, my king. He deserves it. He deserves 2. He deserves 10. He deserves 20.
I think
wish
they
I could do the
should
same
keep
for
doing
him.
that with, like, employees who don't typically gamble.
Yeah.
Because then it's like a
Yes,
first
you
time
win.
rush. And
Yeah.
it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then
You want to talk about making a gambler?
Gamble says, oh, well, maybe that looks pretty fun. And then, but Spider, I did talk to Spider. He said if Dave had, 3-1 final. What up, Liverpool? Spider had said if he said 5, he said you can keep 5.
He would have walked for 5.
He would
have taken
he'd gone
double
in.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, Now, he could have got real crazy with it and start hedging and shit, you know what I mean? Like, he could have placed his own bet. I don't know how much money he's got in his pocket to place a bet to offset a $10,000 or $20,000 bet. But, you could get real interesting with it and start calling up some true degenerates and be like, you want in on some of this action, But either way, just an electric moment for an electric kid. And that Fordham education coming out, him just taking the safe bet. Give me that $10,000 and walk away with it.
And it's so funny to see it in the moment too. We're like, let it ride, and then he's like 15 seconds to fucking think about it. He's like, actually,
I'm gonna take it.
I'm gonna go home with it.
Smart man, great dude, and that's like anybody who buys bird dogs. You're smart. You're smart, man. You're great, and you're comfortable if you're rocking the bird dogs. Right now, everybody knows them for their shorts, but now they got into the pants game. Everybody knows they kidnapped the Lululemon designer. They rolled up to their house. It was a home invasion. They rolled up with a van. They pulled the masks down. They broke into the house, and they tied up the whole family. They had fucking duct tape and guns to their head. They said, which one of you are the fucking Lululemon designer? And the kids were like, it wasn't me. They knocked the kids out. They're like, it's not the fucking kids. They threw them in the basement, lock them in there. And it's down to the adults.
Describing a home invasion.
Yeah, they're down to the adults. And there's the mom, the dad, and like a son who's like old enough that maybe.
This is panic room. I've seen this.
Yeah. And then there was a panic room. And it actually turned out it wasn't any of the people in the living room. They go up against the wall and they're like, wait a minute, this is a fake wall. There's a panic room behind here.
And Jared Leto had cornrows. He was there for some reason.
Yep, he was in the corner. He's actually part of Bird Dogs. He was one of the people kidnapping them. They realized that there was someone in the panic room. It was the Lululemon designer. kidnapped them from the panic room because they said, we're going to kill your children if you don't open the door to the panic room. So they were like, fuck, we have to do it. It turns out it was the grandma. It was Grandma Lulu. It was Grandma Lulu, who she has the keys to designing comfortable pants. So they kidnapped them, brought them back to the Bird Dogs factory, and now they're making the most comfortable pair of pants ever. And you know what Grandma Lulu came up with? Underwear in the pants. Revolutionary. You don't have to wash your underwear. You don't have, it's less laundry. It's more comfortable. It's easy peasy. So they've got the comfortable shorts, the comfortable pants, and the revolutionary underwear in there. The stretch, the material, and the look. They're comfortable, but they're also stylish. And best case of all, best scenario, or the best part of all, is when you go to birddogs.com and you use promo code KFC, you will get a free pair of nunchucks. So if there's a home invasion, you can fight them off.
Yes, when you inevitably get the job as Lululemon designer to fill this,
you don't need a panic room like a pussy.
No,
you just fight them off with the nunchucks in your comfortable pants. You'll be able to move because you're wearing the Bird Dogs pants, and you'll be able to kill them with the nunchucks. So no kidnapping and comfortable pants. It's a win-win. Go to birddogs.com, enter promo code KFC. You get the free pair of nunchucks and the most comfortable pants in the world. All right, we mentioned Spider, who's got the greatest gig of all time, and the Spotify employees who should probably just shut up and continue with their cushy jobs. But it's not all roses out there. It's not all sunshine and rainbows for people in the employment world. What was the first one? I got the butt girl. Who's the other one?
Guy covered completely.
Right. And what job did he lose? Teacher?
Yes, kindergarten teacher.
It ain't sunshine and rainbows, particularly for teachers who will like you to, teachers act like they storm the beaches in Normandy every Saturday, every September when it comes time to go back to school. It's the Normandy invasion. It is like they're in Nam and they're doing tours of duty.
I mean, this is one of the more unpopular takes on the internet, I feel like. In fact, I don't even think it's a take on the internet.
What, the teachers suck?
Shut up, teachers.
I think that's coming around. I think people are starting to realize. Now it's funny because I go like back and forth because when I'm around my kids, and it's like I'm taking them to school. I'm like, here you fucking go. And anybody who puts up with these monsters should get paid $1 billion a year. But I do believe that. But you should just shut the fuck up about it because it's
the squeaky wheel
gets the oil. Yeah, absolutely. So maybe they've got the plan. Maybe they got it all figured out. But when you get the vacations and everything off, and then you walk around acting like you saved the world as we know it. Just shut the fuck up and, again, keep your cushy job. Just be quiet. You get your pension, get a good paycheck, and you get months of the year off every fucking year.
I don't think you get a good paycheck. I think
it depends on where. I mean, I know teachers who make six figures in, cushy, suburban towns in New York. So it depends on where you are.
Yeah. I think it's always one of those things where it's like, oh, we're not paid enough, and we have to. My thing is always like, we have to buy our own school supplies. Like, I just don't.
Just don't do that.
Just
don't do it.
Hey, parents, you have to get your kids school supplies.
Yeah.
There it is.
Or I don't need this place to look pretty. I don't know. Just fucking, you don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Just learn and go.
I mean, it's got to look pretty so I can get distracted from the lesson you're teaching. But I don't know, just once we start, have a bake sale and we'll get the fucking
That's
paper.
how you buy your pencils and paper.
We'll get the paper with that.
Yeah.
Sell some of my mom's cupcakes and we'll get it with that.
Done.
It's stopped. And it's actually come up again because of all the Trump stuff and his expenses and things like that.
Yeah.
His taxes, where teachers are only allowed to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Expense. Yeah, tax expense.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Expense $250 a year if they of their own money of supplies. So anything over that, they don't even.
It's on your own. Yeah, you can't even do a tax write-off.
And
dude,
it is upset that Trump had $70,000 in hair.
Yeah, I mean, $750 in taxes is staggeringly low. But it's also those are the fucking rules.
Yeah.
If it turns out you're doing something illegal, that's one thing. If it's just if I reinvest all my money, I don't have to pay taxes. What do you expect them to do? Pay taxes when you don't have to? Everybody hates taxes. Doesn't matter how rich you are. It was
$0, I think, 10 to 15 years, and then $750 a few years.
That is stunningly low.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. I'm not a fucking IRS agent. I do feel like the IRS has taken note. There's a reason for that.
I would hope that they change. I saw an interesting tweet that said they know that rich people can lawyer up and fight these things, so they actually go after the poor people because they're like, you're just fucked. You'll just pay the taxes anyway.
That makes sense.
What a hellscape we live in. Oh yeah. I mean, that is so grimy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like when you were younger and it was like Bank of America's you owe us money. What do you mean I owe you money?
Yeah.
You don't have money in your bank account.
Yeah. Well, how am I supposed to fucking?
It's
a little bit of a circular thing here,
and
huh?
You have somebody you can call up and just make demands you own the place. Yo, I'm not paying for any of this shit.
Yeah.
Like there's the what was it? I did it the other day for the first time. It felt real big.
Yeah.
When it was like it wasn't the other day. It was a while back. Again, anytime I say it was the other day, within the last 5 years, and it was like they're like, okay, we can get you your new card in a hurry. It's gonna be a $15 fee. And usually I'd be like, fine, whatever. And I was like, no, I'm not paying.
How about this? They said to me, I get in my new card. They go, it'll be there within 7 to 10 business days. I was like, bro, I need my card sooner than that. And they were like,
charge you.
but no, they didn't even try. They were just like, they didn't charge me. They were just like, okay, we can send it express. I was like, well, then why wouldn't you just do that at first, you
it costs more
motherfucker?
money.
What? How much could it possibly cost?
I mean, not
15
much,
bucks?
but but like
motherfuckers.
they're like, oh, okay, you'd like it free? I was like, yeah,
Yes,
I want it
I
free.
would like it free.
And I didn't have to be like, or else I'm changing banks. But they were like, okay, we'll get it to you for free. We'll waive that charge. Like, you just do that to people who like don't have enough money to be like, okay, I can make some demands.
Right.
I could say no.
That's how the rich get richer and the poor get poor. I have just a bajillion fraud charges on my American Express. Nothing crazy, but it's just like $10 in Uber and $50 in Target in San Diego. And they are like, your bill's late. You got to pay your bill. And I was like, I'm not paying my bill until we clear all this shit up. And they're like, well, we'll reimburse you for any charges that aren't yours. And I was like, no, I'm not going to pay you on shit that I didn't spend and then just hope that you give me the money back. No. And they were like, okay, all right, that makes sense. I was like, you're goddamn right it does. Fuck off. The whole system is fucked. Anyway, the teachers, they're complaining, blah, 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 blah. This teacher, as far as complaining teachers go, he takes the cake.
He is. I'm gonna get the full story up right now.
Do you know where this was?
Nope. I'm gonna get the full. What do we got here?
This cat. I mean, if you're sick of teachers complaining about the job, wait.
He's French.
Wait until you hear about teachers who are complaining when they don't have the job, because this is next level.
A school teacher whose body.
School teacher
whose body, face, and tongue are covered in tattoos. Who has had the eyes of his. Okay,
just do it in normal way.
And who has had the whites of his eyes surgically turned black.
Holy shit.
Said he was prevented from teaching at a French kindergarten. After a parent complained he scared the children.
Look at this motherfucker. I thought like no matter what, I was like, you're one of these tattooed Ripley's Believe It or Not freaks. You don't get to work as a teacher. I thought it was going to at least be like maybe high school or something. This is a literal monster to a kindergarten kid. That is what is under your bed at night when you are 5 years old.
Imagine that motherfucker sitting up there being like, all right, now here's how you make a 5. Be like, bro, I can't stop staring at you. Like, this is just next level thinking. He doesn't have to get fucking school supplies to decorate the classroom.
Just look at me.
Is a walking piece of art.
Bro, he is horrifying.
Yep.
That would scare me.
He looks like every nightmare I've ever had combined into one.
He looks like, have you ever seen the movie Little Monsters with Howie Mandel?
No.
He's a monster in it, and that's what he fucking looks like. He just turned into an actual monster.
Dude, I saw it on Guinness Book of World Records when I was a young child. The
most tattooed man
in the world.
That's
like, he had his penis tattooed. He had everything tattooed.
Dude,
and I've still to this day never. I was probably 7 when I saw it. Like that's the age I always say. And it's like I've never.
If he says the other day, it's within 5 years. If he says when I was a kid, it's between
7.
5 and it's just 7.
It's just 7.
Yeah, look, that's the
7.
movie I'm talking about. Look at him. That's him. Put a fucking horn on that guy's head. He's Little Monsters, Howie Mandel.
I'm actually surprised he doesn't have horns or things like that. Like,
they do. You can do that now.
Does he have? No, I know that the guy who I dream of
split tongue
has. He had the split tongue.
I hate the forked tongue. That freaks me the fuck out. What would you do if you took a girl home and she had the forked tongue? Whatever. Just keep it moving, right?
Do sex with the hot lady, Kevin. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, you would fuck a girl like this, wouldn't you?
Fuck a girl like that.
Head to toe tattoos.
About that, dude. That's a lot. But
what if she was hot? What if like everything else was pretty?
I
but
think
she
you
was just
can't
head to toe
even discern
tattoos?
if they're attractive or not. I don't know what this guy looks like.
What if her body was banging though? She's got like long, nice hair.
I think I draw a line of face tattoos. Neck, you can get up to the jawline.
What about she got some teardrop tattoos?
Okay, so yeah. Well, like extensive.
Yeah, listen, if you're a gang member who's murdered people and you're signifying them on your face,
you're
no big
Chrissy
deal.
Mack,
But
you got a fucking cross or whatever she's got.
Yeah.
Or that might be someone else. But
what about like a
Chrissy
head?
Mack,
She's got a head, half the head shaved and the head tattoo.
Yeah, sure.
So we're okay with head face tattoos.
No, head tattoo. See, you even get a little Freudian slip there. We're okay with head tattoos.
Right. What about
and stick and poke face tattoos?
What about if it's like something cute, but it's like on your fucking forehead?
Even worse.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about if it's just a cross on your forehead?
Nah.
All right, what about everything else is fine? You can discern that she's super hot because she doesn't have tattoos all over her body, but she just has face tattoos.
No.
What a,
Face,
what a fucking pussy
face
you are.
tattoos just weird me out, man.
If this was 2009, I'd call you an
that,
F-word right now.
That dude could be a chick, and I'm just having sex with him, looking up at me like that.
Yeah, that
I
is
can't-
true. You wouldn't know that. That
I
is
have
a
no
that is
idea
a
if that's a man or a
androgynous
woman.
being right there.
And you're surprised that little fucking Francois
How about
doesn't
this?
want to.
Wait, but did he get fired from the job or just not allowed
was
to have
prevented.
it? Okay, because I thought that sounded like he had it
No.
and then got fired. I was like, what are we doing, France?
It's one of the more staggering things. Like it's almost like it was a practical
The
joke.
eyeballs is
Like,
I
like
mean,
his friends were like,
insanity.
"You got to go fucking."
What about that? Hot girl, no tattoos on the face, eyeballs are whatever color though.
Like a full color?
Like him,
Yeah, I
like
could probably
black
do that.
around the
for fun.
eyes.
That could probably be like fun. I could do that. Like this guy has like fucking religious symbols and stuff, and I mean, this is psychotic. This is crazy. You look like a monster.
I mean, an actual monster.
I can't believe that they even let him in the door.
Right, like
It's like if I signed up for a job as a fucking Girl
here we
Scout,
go. Okay,
right? And
Okay.
I go in and I sit down and they go, "Not what we're looking for. Out of here." Like,
You're profiling. No,
yeah.
man.
no,
By the
no,
way,
yes, I am profiling.
In your coach's jacket here, you just look like a fucking like suburban dad who's just a real prick.
Yeah.
Just a real asshole.
I am. I'm a real asshole. I won't let scumbags like this teach my kids. I go in there. I say, "Mr. Principal, are you kidding me? You think fucking Rick?
I love it when
You think-
Mr. Principal, you kidding me, bro?
Are you fucking kidding me? You think you're letting Tattoo Rick teach Francois how to fucking smoke cigarettes? I think that's what you learn in French kindergarten. I don't know.
And then you puff on it like it is.
Oh, life is shit, kid. Like that's all. Maybe this guy's a great teacher now that I think about
He
it.
might be a fantastic guy for all we know.
Like in a French kindergarten.
what
where
if?
you like
Okay, what about this? What if we learned? Maybe not. Who cares?
French kindergarten? You learn how to mime, cut baguettes, and smoke cigarettes. That's what it is.
And surrender wars. That's it. That's all you get in France. What if, forget about teaching kindergarten kids because that doesn't even fucking matter. What if this dude shows up at your job to be, as always, we always fall back on accountant. What if he's the most fire accountant in the world? Like he's going to find you, you're going to save $100,000 a year for your company because he's like finding, money elsewhere. You think he gets a job?
Yeah.
Money, you think
Money
cash
talks.
rules?
Money talks. Yeah.
Like we'll just put you in a fucking back room.
Right.
What about if it's like some sort of, what about if it's a sales thing? So it's frontward facing. Like you got to go into meetings looking like that. I don't think he gets that job.
No, I mean unless it's tattoo sales.
Yeah. Well, this guy, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. This guy just needs to get into porn.
You need to get what?
Into porn.
Oh, into porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some sort of
like,
fetish shit or
just go-
OnlyFans,
I
whatever,
mean, Wait, when you're doing this, at what point do you think you kind of be like, boy, I might be making some real life altering decisions here?
I would imagine. I mean, that's a lot of tattoos, right? That's got to take you years to
Oh,
do, right?
yeah,
But it's also it's like it's planned, right? You can see that that's like one big. It looks like fucking Starry Night on his body. It's not like he just got like, oh, I'll get this one and then this one and then this one and then this one. And it's like all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I'm covered. This was like from Jump Street. He knew his whole body was gonna be covered, right? Like look at that chest. That's all one thing covering his entire chest, dude. That gives me. This really makes me uncomfortable. Like really a lot. Really, really a lot. I don't like this.
Why?
It freaks me the fuck out. That guy cannot be trusted in any walk of life. Children,
he's
accountants,
clearly,
otherwise.
he's clearly has some mental issues.
I mean, can you
without a
imagine that
doubt.
guy just like on a fucking just a regular make a regular decision for me, pal?
I would-
How can you trust him? How can you be like, dude, pizza or Chinese tonight? Whatever he says, I'm doing the opposite. You're freaking me out, man.
Cigarettes. It's. I mean, I can trust him to make decisions. He's made a lot of them. I'm more pro. Just make the decision. I don't care if it's right or wrong. You just make the decision.
So this guy, if I told you never have to make another decision in your life, but all the decisions are going to be made by this guy.
Done. Sign
Wow.
me up.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you got to do whatever he says.
Do whatever he says.
Oh man, that's a bad idea.
I'd fucking.
You are reckless, sir.
I would. Wait, I don't get to. I everything I have to do gets
Everything.
run through him.
Everything. And you never have the stress ever again. But it's like, and it's not like a process. Imagine just somehow like your brain just knows what to do, but it's based on him. It's like Krang in Ninja Turtles. He's in your fucking stomach pulling the levers and shit. And you're just the big fat dumb body that does the work for him.
Oh, he's got a tattooed tongue.
Yeah. How does
It's
that
green.
work?
I mean, you're a monster, bro.
You are a literal monster. Would you know what my thing is? You know what my main thing is? Out of all this shit, the forked tongue. The forked tongue might be number one because that's just crazy.
I don't know. Lee Raven disagrees.
The fat fucking ear earlobes.
What are they called?
Something with a G, right? Like
Gauges.
That to me is the worst.
I know.
I hate that, especially if you ever catch them without the thing in. And
Without the
floppy
thing,
vaginas.
it's a real problem.
Oh
With it, I can kind of deal with it.
No.
But like,
no,
without
you could
them,
date a girl like that.
I wouldn't want to. It probably wouldn't be a complete deal breaker. I would be like, you should probably get those fixed. Because you can't get them fixed.
You can.
Yeah, like Janice Griffith used to have them.
Yeah.
And then she has regular ears now.
Or you just
I would
cut
guess
it
you
and
probably
let it
cut it
fucking
and sew it.
let it grow.
I don't know. It's
I mean, what makes you want to do that?
not a great
It's
process.
like, hey man, my dad doesn't love me, so I'm gonna have fucking fat earlobe.
Do you
holes.
think this
Ugh.
guy always wanted to be a kindergarten teacher? like at what point do
I'll
you
tell
think
you
he
what,
was
I
thinking,
actually don't
I
think-
might be putting my my professional future in jeopardy.
I think that this guy is not even. He didn't ever want to be a teacher.
You think he's just a tattoo advocate?
I think he's a tattoo guy. I think
Like
he's,
American with Disabilities
I
Act?
think-
He's
I
looking for the
think-
French with Tattoos Act?
Yep. Or I think he works for Spotify. I think he wants to cause a stir and be like, I'm being, oppressed and all that shit. So he's like, what's the one job I know I'm not going to get based on my appearance? Let me go in and then cry prejudice. Or
He
whatever.
could be doing that.
Yeah.
And in that
Because-
case,
because, I mean,
and
come
in
on.
that case, brilliant man.
Yeah.
Genius fella.
What he should have done, no. If you're going to do that, you have to be like our girl in our next segment here. You have to get like a couple tattoos. A lot, but not enough where the whole world is logically going to be like, come on, asshole.
Mm-hmm.
If you had like a sleeve and you got told you couldn't be a kindergarten teacher, I think that's fucked.
Yeah.
This girl who's a doctor is having trouble finding work, which is like, what does that mean? Like you're having people like trouble finding people to like operate on or something? Like when you're finding work, you know what I mean?
Well, I would
It's
guess like a hospital employs you.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if you, yes, but so anyway, she competed in the very well regarded and well known here at Barstool Sports, at least, Miss Bum Bum competition in Brazil for best ass in Brazil.
This is Brazil.
Which is honestly a best ass contest in Brazil is like a best cigarette smoking contest in France. Okay, I mean that's what they do. They do ass in Brazil. So I mean we've been covering
Just
that.
ask Mike.
And yeah, Mike in Brazil is gotta get him on the podcast.
That dude's dead, Kevin. I hate to break it to you.
Is
Like
he
in
big dead?
Brazil is I don't know, but
He's got to be. Him
I know
and
he's
Naomi
dead.
Russell are just dead in the casket. Fucking see you later. They're probably buried next to each other.
Naomi Russell was the first time I ever realized I might have some superficial issues. Where I was like,
The lisp.
I was like, she got a lisp. Gross.
I can't believe how much she talked. Like that's a girl who has to just shut her fucking mouth.
It was like
Just stop talking. Everything else is great, but you have a lisp. And we're not giving speeches here, Naomi. We're just fucking on camera.
like,
You
look,
can
I
just
could
stop
feel
talking.
Megan Fox's thumb toe or toe thumb, but
We got to talk about Megan Fox.
yeah, but the lisp was it was just like it just didn't need to be done.
And when you're trying to do like sexy talk and you're lisping, it's just like this ain't working. Have you ever
Like
seen?
it's like worse than like a baby voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like me to do? I'd be like, that's creeping me out. But
I want to suck your dick. Well, guess what? It's not even around to suck anymore. My dick. That's not even available.
do with all this ass.
Have you ever? One of my favorite porns ever for not even like sexual purposes. Have you ever seen Naomi Russell and that crazy German bitch? What's her name? Annette Schwartz.
I know
Bro.
who you're talking about. I don't know if
There's
I've
a
seen
fucking
it.
scene with her because like Naomi Russell's like kind of a normal porn star and that other one is not. And they're doing a scene where this girl, the German chick, just goes so crazy and so hard, and she's like spitting and slapping her and shit. Naomi is laughing out loud because she's like, "What the fuck is going on?" It's got one of one of those masks with like the dick coming out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Those are involved, and Naomi's just like, "What the fuck is happening?" And then it's just like punching her and spitting on her. It's insane.
Laying there laughing, like, I need a new agent. Bad.
Like, how did I get booked for this gig? But yeah, believe it or not, and I'm not,
Miss Bum Bum I'd have no problem with. That guy can't teach my kids, but Miss Bum Bum can operate on me any day.
I disagree. I think
Why? She made her money fucking stripping to pay through med school.
I know. I guess that's pretty cliche. But then you got to leave it. Then you got to leave it behind.
I don't know that she did
Like
that.
I know this is horrible. What I'm about to say is absolutely horrible, and I know it's stupid and backwards and misogynistic, or whatever. But like a couple months ago, like a hot doctors thing was trending. For like this very reason. It wasn't like Miss Bum Bum, but there was like an attractive doctor who was getting like a hard time. And they all were posting pictures of like themselves out of work and then like in their scrubs. And I was like, I'm being honest. My gut shot reaction here is like, you're too hot to be a good doctor. I know that's crazy, but I want like some fucking Indian dude operating on me and not this sexy chick with thirst trap Instagrams. I know that's wrong, but if I'm just being honest, they were too hot to be doctors. They were so fucking hot.
I get it because part of you is like, what made you do this?
Right.
Like, what are you? You're a good person? Is that why you went into the medical field when there are so many other options?
This is just. I'm not saying you got, you don't have a steady hand to operate on me. I'm saying your decision making's off. If you went to medical school for like 1,000 years, rather than just be like, I'm gonna be hot and rich because I'm hot. It's just bad decision making. You're not efficient. You're not a very efficient worker.
I mean, it is fair to question doctors. It's like what we say about every profession. Like, I grew up with you, man. I know you're not good at this.
Yes.
I know you're not good at anything.
Right.
I've known you my whole life. I know you're an idiot.
I know people in like politics who were like hookers. Like growing up, like you're a hooker. Now you're like in politics. I know a kid who was drinking Listerine, who was in like a position, like a voted position. Like we were like in 7th grade, and he was like looking to get drunk and was drinking fucking mouthwash. We had, like,
a kid who was drinking Listerine who has a podcast too.
You were drinking Listerine to get drunk?
Not in 7th grade, but like we would do it in school.
How much would you drink?
I mean, I don't
a
even know if
shot.
it was ever successful, but like it was kind of more
Yeah,
just
this
like
kid was,
sitting
like-
in the dorm, like
It was like bottoms up
drinking
with a bottle of Listerine.
no, we
Which
do
is
like
just
shot
disgusting,
glasses,
by the way.
like-
How many shots would you do, John?
I mean, I wouldn't say a ton. Again, I don't.
John,
think,
how many shots are we talking? Because
I
all
will
these
gu-
numbers you keep dancing around.
I will guess-
Is it like 7?
I was gonna throw 3 to 5 out. I don't
5
have-
shots of Listerine's a lot, buddy. That's a lot.
and then we'd put peanut butter in our mouths because we thought that would cover up like a spit test we had to take. Like sometimes you'd get like randomly selected for spit tests to see if you had alcohol, and we heard that
The peanut butter will mask it.
peanut butter would mask it, and then a penny under your tongue would too.
So my buddy once bought charcoal pills. You ever see those?
Yeah.
And because he was driving when he shouldn't have been, and we were all in the car and like eating them like like they were fucking candy, just kind of out of like solidarity. And we fucking stumble out of his Jeep Wrangler at the fucking Thruway Diner. It was like our drunk spot. And a crew of girls from our high school pull up, and they were like kind of drunk, but not where we were. And we like fall out. We're like, "What's up, girls?" And we just have charcoal all in our teeth, all over our lips, and they were like, "Oh,
Wait, they don't make you puke? I thought
mine
charcoal makes you
didn't.
puke.
No, as far as what I understood, it was like you beat a breathalyzer with it.
Oh, I thought like the point of charcoal like was like I think like when you get like your stomach pumped, they like make you eat charcoal.
I think it's to absorb all the alcohol. It doesn't make you
Yeah.
puke. It's just
Oh.
like
So maybe it was like we were trying to sober up quickly, not beat the breathalyzer or whatever.
Yeah.
We had no. I mean, I don't fucking care. I mean, just black. So
you know,
idiotic.
The other one we used to do was smoke tea bags with a Hall's menthol in your mouth. And that was supposed to get you high.
Smoke like you roll it up.
Yeah.
You roll the tea bag. You get the leaves out, or you just smoke the actual
You
bag.
smoke the actual bag.
Wow, that seems so stupid.
It's again, I don't think it ever worked. It was one time on like an 8th grade field trip where we like it was like an overnight field trip.
The
We were supposed to
things-
go to DC, but 9/11 happened, so we changed it to Western.
Fucking 9/11. Have you smoking tea bags?
We changed it to Western Pennsylvania and went to Amish country instead. Goddamn terrorists! And
The real tragedy, you motherfuckers had me churning butter in Pennsylvania Dutch country.
Supposed to be in DC with a stop at fucking Six Flags in Jersey on the way down. Instead, just Western fucking PA. But we tried
wild.
that again. I don't think it worked, but we were like
The
fucking
lengths that
tying
people will
bags
go to.
around, that's how you know it's in like it's human nature to get
Yes,
fucked
we
up.
want to. We
Like,
want to alter
I'm
our state
7
of
years
mind.
old, and I'm like
Or the-
rapid fucking. I'm not 7 years old. I wasn't 7 this time. It's the one time I wasn't 7. I was in 8th grade, and I standing on the bed, like tying bags around the smoke detectors, fucking shoving towels under the door.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, people smoking out of apples and cans and everything under the fucking sun. It's
Humanity
like,
at
I
a
just
very
wanna
young
feel
age.
not like this.
Yeah, like 12-year-olds. That's the world we live in. 12-year-olds like I got too much on my mind. I gotta fix this shit. I gotta fucking get drunk or get high or something.
Dude, that's like there's that interlude on MGK's new album with Megan Fox where she's like, "Do you even remember like
When we
what's happening?"
It wasn't like, do you remember like tonight, or do you remember like she goes, do you remember when we hang out together? That was her question.
Saddest fucking question
Do
ever.
you remember when we spend time together? Like,
MGK, we got to talk about him. It's brought to you by the Zebra. Now, the Zebra, I feel like the Zebra gets a lot of shit. Like The animal. I feel like the zebra is like you're just a horse with stripes. You're just a horse with a paint job. No respect for the zebra.
None.
The zebra.
And I'll be honest, I don't know if I have it either.
You don't respect zebras?
I don't know that I do.
Have you ever heard the noise that a zebra makes?
Never once.
Never once. Nick, pull that up, please.
like
Horses neigh, donkeys hee-haw. What is a zebra do?
I just did it. It's a little bit of a mix of both.
Is that like a little...
It's
It sounds like a banshee.
Yeah, a little hyena to it.
Yeah.
They're
Hyena,
from the same
donkey
plains.
animal. A horse, zebra, horse, hyena, donkey. Hyena.
Oh, yonky. I'm a yonky.
I think zebras deserve more respect.
Jesus Christ.
Let it rip again. Sounded like
That wasn't too far off.
you were really not. That sounds like
I was pretty
That sounds
goddamn
like a
close.
squeaky bed on
Have we done
someone
this
fucking.
before? I feel like we've done this before.
We
done
did
this with-
animals. I don't think we did zebras.
We
though.
did do zebras. Yeah, we did like camels maybe or
Yeah,
giraffes.
yeah. They make some weird noises too, man. But that's when you think of the animal, the zebra. When I say the zebra from now on, I want you to think of the insurance website because everybody needs insurance. If you don't have insurance, you're an idiot. Your car insurance, your house insurance, all of it is one of the most important things you're going to buy. You have to do it. And so you should make sure you save as much money as you can doing it. And that's what the Zebra does. It's almost like Kayak or Priceline Negotiator or all those websites that compile all the best deals for planes and hotels and travel. They do that, but all for insurance. So you'll see all, because there's so many insurance providers. Like I used to think it's just like Geico and it's just Allstate. And it's like there's so fucking many of them. So you can get them all in one shot when you go to thezebra.com/KFC and you can save up to around $670 a year is the average. $21 billion is how much Americans overpay every year in insurance. So don't be one of those suckers. It's a staggering number, dude. So go to thezebra.com, thezebra.com, and you can save on your car and home insurance today. It's completely free. They don't fuck around with your information. They don't sell it to spam. They don't do any of that nonsense. It's just thezebra.com/KFC to start saving today. MGK's new album's out, and I don't know if it's because this pretty much is my introduction to punk rock. I know.
Oh, buddy.
I know.
You missed some angsty years.
Yeah. I wasn't a little emo bitch boy.
Boy.
You know what? You know what's
I think I
terrible?
was in elementary school when I started listening to like fucking Blink and stuff.
You know what's terrible? I think I didn't like it then because I couldn't relate. And now, as a 35-year-old grown man of 2 children, I am relating. I can really relate to MGK's lyrics on this album. I think that's a very bad sign. He has a song that's basically like, I'm never going to grow up. And I'm like, that's fucking me, man. I think the album is fucking amazing. I was talking to Frankie, and he's like, someone who's obviously very into it. He's like, it sounds like the same 3 songs like over and over again. And I'm like, yes. But I really like those 3 songs.
I think it's
I'm
a good
okay
album.
with it. Bob Fox co-signed it, which I think is like the best co-sign you can get. I really, really like it. But what is really weird and jumps out at me is that Megan Fox is like on the album, and I feel like you can tell a lot of like some of the lyrics are about her, and all of the promotion and all of the pictures. She's everywhere with him now, and the reason this popped in my head too is because we were talking about the feet and finger toes and stuff. Her feet are always in the picture.
Yeah.
The album cover, the Bloody Valentine cover, and then they took a picture on that fire escape they climbed, and her foot and her high heels. I'm like, you guys are into some foot shit. But I said, like, isn't this a little weird? This is like, I think this is MGK's like big moment. Like he made it in rap, but not really. And like now he's made it in like with the genre change. And I think Tickets to My Downfall is going to be known as his career changing album. And which, by the way, it's so funny. Travis Barker executively produced it. He drummed on everything. He wrote a lot of the lyrics. He was basically like, I'm gonna show you how to make a pop album, a punk album, and I'm like, did it. But I was like, this is gonna be his album, and when like he inevitably breaks up with Megan Fox, because that's how these celebrity couples go, she's gonna be like all over this. And then John went Pepe Sylvia on him. John was in the basement smoking those French cigarettes.
I was actually on my porch jump roping. That's
you got the brain power working.
My feet hurt from it. I was walking around this morning being like, why the hell do my feet hurt so much? And as I jumped rope on Saturday. And it was my first time working out in probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. And the endorphins got me going. And I started, it was weird because we were thinking about it at the exact same time. Because I was listening to the album while I was working out. And I started connecting some dots. Where you think it's odd that Megan Fox is all over it. I think it's entirely intentional that Megan Fox is all over it. Because
Johnny PR is in the building right now.
Here's the deal. Okay. There was recently on Two Bigs podcast, Brandon and Willie's podcast, one of Pete Davidson's former roommates, former roommate. He's a comedian. I forget his name. And he said that Pete was a very funny comedian and is a very funny comedian, but what he's best at is getting famous. And he said that,
which is a skill.
He said that Pete would, and this is like a current friend. Like, it's not like a guy who's got like some bridges to burn, as far as I understand it. Current friend. And he said that Pete would, when he was younger, keep his ear to the street, so to speak, about whatever rapper just broke up with whatever girlfriend. And then he would go after that girlfriend. And then he rode that wave because TMZ would then report so-and-so's ex seen with Pete Davidson. And then Pete Davidson's out there, Pete Davidson's out there, Pete Davidson's out there. And he rode that to Saturday Night Live, where he continued to do it up until Ariana Grande. Again,
Broke
this
with
is
Big Sean.
This
went out with Pete.
Yeah, this is what I heard in that clip.
Then
Pete Davidson's best friend is one Machine Gun Kelly. He had a guest starring role in, not guest starring, but guest role in King of Staten Island. I believe MGK famously flew across the country when Pete wasn't doing well. And
just two tall, lanky guys having fun.
right. And then leading up to this album,
I mean,
MGK.
the reason why he even like was in my fucking, I even heard about him was the run he had with women.
MGK with Halsey, MGK with Kate Beckinsale, MGK with Summer Rae, right? And then we interviewed MGK, and he was like, it was a great song. I loved Bloody Valentine right away. I listened to it because that's what he's promoting on the interview. And I was like, oh, this is fucking dope. I love this song. And I had no idea what going into it because I wasn't an MGK fan at the time.
Neither was I. He totally turned me.
I had no idea if I was going to like the song. I didn't know what kind of song it was going to be. I was like, oh shit, this is fucking awesome. And in our interview, he's like, bro, just wait. Just you wait till you see whose foot that is. Just you wait till you see who's in the music video for this.
And not like, like I'm dating a new girl and I'm in love. Like, just wait till you see who's on the cover. Wait till you see in the video. This is like all intertwined with his music and his business.
And I think that this was this. Where like they met on a movie. And Pete was like, Pete kind of told MGK, like, yo, here's a way to kind of get more into the.
Now, so you think she broke up with Brian Austin Green? And then he was like, all right, so like this is, that's the blueprint. Like she's now single and she's obviously like a hot, like iconic type girl.
Yeah, let's get together. Let's make this happen. And then, because as awesome as that song is, and as good as it is, I don't think it's anywhere near the hit it is if it's not like, holy shit, Megan Fox is back. Because that video was
definitely coupled with it. Yeah.
I blogged that video with the caps locks, Megan Fox is back.
Yeah.
It was.
And now, like I said, she's at, they were climbing outside that fucking club, and like the TMZ wrote an article being like, there was a screenshot of the email being like, can we find out why Megan and Coulson were climbing? Like they're doing things that are obviously, they're cutting the fucking ribbon at his coffee shop. Like everything is together. She's in the vlog videos behind the scenes, all that shit. She's everywhere. So it's not like, I have a new girlfriend and like I keep that separate. It's like very much.
And maybe
there's like like every quote, like right away they said they're the twin flames, and they're like everything's been very public and like, oh my God,
And there could be, and maybe it's real. Maybe it's real. Maybe it's like in a rom-com where it's like yeah, this started as a bet. But like I fell in love with you kind of deal.
Yeah.
And so like maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But this is definitely, and I don't think it's anything groundbreaking. Like definitely it was a PR move to get the song and the album going. And that's why she's all over it, because Megan Fox's name carries a lot of fucking clout to especially every man in the world.
At that demo, you know what I mean? Like that one's probably going after. Oh man, I think though the album to me, all aside, I mean, there's a run there. I mean I love really like all these songs, but like the title track, Kiss Kiss, is pretty good. Drunk Face. Then it goes Bloody Valentine, Forget Me Too with Halsey. All I Know, I love. I mean that's a 3-song run on an album that that could go toe to toe with any 3 in a row for me, and really 4 and 5 and 6 if you include the first 3. I mean, I haven't listened to albums in so long, really.
Right.
And if I have, it's been like a Kanye album that I've been disappointed in or whatever. When there's fucking 15 tracks, 13 or 12 songs with like interludes and whatnot, and I like a lot of them. That has not happened for a long time.
Yeah,
usually it's a single
like 5
here.
really good songs.
Yeah, that's a big deal this day and age to drop like 5 at once like that. And the one with Halsey is just fucking.
That one's very good.
Her like punk rock voice where she kind of like goes like a little higher or whatever. They should have stayed together. That's a couple right there. That's a fucking couple. We'll do some top 5s and then we'll do our voicemails. Today's interview is with Taylor Schilling, who I think is I would characterize her as the number one. Like, what the fuck is KFC Radio? I don't even know who these guys are. And then someone sets up the interview and she does it, and now we're friends.
Yeah.
I love Taylor.
She's like, great to see you guys again.
Yeah,
Like,
I think she
what
really
up,
likes
T?
us.
She's a Boston girl. That's why.
Yep. Did you notice though? She said she went to NYU for grad school and she just hides her Fordham past.
Yeah.
I was gonna call her out on it, but I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. All right, let's just get right into top fives then. Top five today, since we are doing Orange is the New Black star Taylor Schilling, we decided to do top 5 celebrity mugshots of all time, which is a great category from our new intern Jackie, because there's so many directions you can go. You can go with hot, you can go with iconic, you can go with important, you can go with surprising, old school, new school. There's a bunch. I am going to go number 1. And I am going to go with the queen. I think it's her, right? The queen of mugshots, Lindsay Lohan.
Dude, if you
that's the
didn't
number
take
one.
Lindsay, if Lindsay got to me, I was going straight Lindsay.
Yeah, you have to.
It was going to be all.
and-
I bet she has 5.
I was gonna say-
go 5 Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, am I taking the one or am I taking Lindsay Lohan? Because she's got so many and they're all fucking fire. They're all fucking great. She looks better in her mugshots than she does in her glam shots. Her headshots don't get her gigs. Her mugshots do. She is so fucking hot as a blonde in all of them. There's the one where she's got like, yeah, I mean, look at that. That top right is just like, you are a dime, babe. And there's the one where she's like, she just looks like evil in one of them. It's all of it's either like you're sexy or you're dangerous. Like this one right here. That one, she's got a little bit of the red hair going. Like
Yes, that's the one with the bomber jacket or the members only
that
jacket.
bitch will fuck you up. And then of course the blonde hair one is the one. So Lindsay, the queen, number 1.
Boy, oh boy. I'm gonna go number 1.
I mean, look at that. Jesus. Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah.
She's so hot.
You might do all Lindsay. I'm gonna
Wait
do,
a minute. I didn't realize that and that are 2 different ones.
Yeah. No, I think she has
Woo!
5. Let's see. I'm gonna go 1. I'm gonna do mine as in there's gonna be ones that you kind of didn't really know about.
Okay.
They're not gonna be the most famous. They're gonna be like surprising kind of deal.
Okay.
Number 1, Bill Gates.
Wow. I didn't even know.
Bill Gates got arrested in 1977 in Albuquerque for running a stop sign and driving without a license. The following year, he transferred his startup company to Seattle and received 3 more speeding tickets while driving his Porsche 911.
Oh, is that? Yes, I just stumbled. Yeah, that's a great one. Dude, so wait, how old was he? He's driving a Porsche, huh? That was probably when he was like
was in
young and had like
77.
fuck you money, you know? Like he was probably like a kid at MIT or wherever the fuck he went to school and it was like, I don't give a shit. I'm rich. Fuck off. That's one I never knew he even got arrested, let alone had like a good shot to go with, you know? My number 2 pick, iconic, the Frank Sinatra mugshot. Blue eyes.
Frankie, yeah.
Frankie with the Bergen County on the fucking little thing you hold up. It's always in black and white, but have you seen it in color?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, I don't know if this is because I don't know if this is real or like if they colorified this or whatever. They probably did. I don't know, but like they gave him the blue eyes. That's awesome.
Yeah, that picture should just be used. Be like, hey, if you really don't think Ronan Farrow is fucking Frank Sinatra's kid, why don't you
Take a look at this.
Yeah, side by side.
That's
here.
a great point. That is a great point. But to me, I mean, that goes along with like every other picture of Sinatra, like the Rat Pack and all that shit. It's like his best one might be when he's a kid with the hair like falling in front of his forehead like that. Frank Sinatra, number 2, might be sexier than Lindsay, to be honest.
Number 2 here. This is just a classic. This could be a picture of me on any summer Saturday at about 7 p.m. It's one Mr. Nick Nolte.
I guessed it.
You said that?
I have it pulled up. I'm like,
Yes, that is a great one.
I mean,
that's got to be the all-time worst. The all-time worst. It's so good. It's so bad. It's good. I love it. That hair, man. Ugh. And it almost gives me the vibe of like he knew the person taking the picture. He's like, all right, Marge, like I'm back again. You know, this is my 4th this month.
Here we go.
You know?
Fucking A.
We know. All right, I'm gonna go with another classic. This is one that kind of changed the world, especially the world of sports. Tiger Woods. The Tiger Woods mugshot. That hair is terrible. Those eyes are the most fucked up eyes of all time. I was trying to fuck on Ambien. I was doing Xanax and blow and fucking everything else on the sun, and I got caught. That was when he was like in the middle of he was just in the road, right? Like at a red light, like asleep with the car.
Oh yes,
right.
Yes,
that's like I'm so fucked up. I'm sitting, and I think he like tried to talk his way out of it. And it's like, dude, you are in the road.
Yeah,
on
no,
your
didn't
car.
he go to rehab after that one?
I think so. Yeah, I think this was like the straw that broke the camel's back. So, Tiger.
All right, number 3. This could be me on any Saturday at about 7 p.m. James Brown.
Yeah. I didn't know it off the top of my head, but once I saw it, I was like, yup.
And this one is a bad arrest. He was arrested for domestic violence. But I'll tell you what, it looks like James Brown's wife beat the shit out of him. It looks like he got the
You
lesser end
lost the
of
fight.
that one. Like, you might have started the fight, fucking your wife ended it, bro. Like, he does not look like he fared well.
Not at all. Okay, my number 4 pick. Hot guy.
Yeah.
Hot guy. I mean, that's you keep saying this could be me on any given summer. This could be me on any night. This could never be me. Could never look like this. This guy is so fucking hot. It's ridiculous.
You know how fucking hot you have to be like incarcerated? People are like, once he gets out, like,
I'm fucking
like,
and he's not even. He has a career now.
Yeah. He's
a
model.
model. I mean that is like, I don't care if he's locked up for murdering a baby. This guy's so hot. We gotta take pictures of him. He's got 1.6 million followers on Instagram.
1.6 milli?
Yep.
God damn.
And it just says all inquiries, email, this fucking person. And he's just, so goddamn hot. Jackie, what crime would he have had to commit for you to like not go out with him? Like if I told you, like he's a gang member. He went down for, he was arrested during a honestly, that makes him like hotter. He got arrested in a gang sweep. It's like, oh, he weren't doing anything in the moment. You were just like caught up in a gang. You're a Crip, like no big deal. But so yeah, all right. He went to prison he had a firearm and grand theft charges. So he's just robbing cars and got guns.
I was gonna say the teardrop's really hot. So.
Yeah, yeah. So if I told you this guy had murdered before, would you still fuck him?
Baby, like you said, like that's
Okay, not a baby murder. He murdered an adult.
Okay.
Talking to the mic.
Murder an adult depends on what happened.
Let's say it was a gang thing. It wasn't like he just like picked an innocent bystander. He's a Crip. He killed a blood just over some turf.
Done. Yeah. Done.
I love it. I don't
the
blame
line.
you. I don't. Like innocent murder?
Innocent murder.
Yeah.
Gang murder? Done.
Jackie, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You can be part of the team. I'm happy you said that. Innocent murder is tough. Gang is like, you kind of signed up for this life,
Okay, my turn is going to be number 4 is Josh Jackson. Josh
Jackson, like from
Mighty Ducks. Yeah. He got arrested for assaulting a security guard at a Carolina Hurricanes hockey game. Blew a point.
He looks like did he get that during fucking Mighty Ducks? He looks young there.
It looks like 24 years old. I would guess he was probably around D3 time.
Yeah. Wow.
And Charlie Conway going, everyone said he's a fucking, he wasn't tough enough.
Yeah.
Going in there fucking time to fight a security guard. So
I'm gonna prove my shit right now.
Push a man to his edge, he'll fucking find out for you.
Yeah. Holy shit. That is, I did not know that one. I have not seen that one. This is my last pick. God, there's a bunch of good ones to pick. I'm not picking this, but Nina Dobrev has a fucking mugshot that, again, that could go toe to toe with Lindsay. Look at that one. Yeah. Nina Dobrev is an all-time smoke, under the radar. Oh man, there's so many good ones. Tupac in New York is great. Snoop in Murder Was the Case. Ooh, I might have to pick that one. I think he made that his album cover. Did he do that? Can you pull that up? Can you pull up the Murder Was the Case album cover for me? Because that might sway my opinion. If you get arrested for murder and go to trial and you beat the case and then you make the album cover your mugshot and call it Murder Was the Case that they gave me, that's pretty. No, okay. All right. In that case, I am gonna keep it. I'm gonna be real because this one jumped out at me. Boy, you know what's funny? Like non-famous people, there's so many hot people. Like who's that girl? Super hot.
Whoa.
Super hot.
Yeah.
Super hot. That one I remember.
Yeah, I remember her too.
I remember that one.
I think I like tweeted with her or something like that.
She was the female version. There was hot mugshot and she was attractive convict.
I definitely interacted.
You talked to her?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's married now.
Classic.
I'm gonna go Biebs. Biebs smiling with the lesbian haircut. I love that one. that to me, and the reason why, because I'm gonna couple it with his deposition video. Remember that?
Yes.
Where he was just like laughing in people's faces, like that. I mean, he looks like Ellen DeGeneres.
It's one thing we were kind of talking about earlier with like oh yeah, we'll tell the banks like waive that $15 fee. It's another thing to tell the law suck a dick.
Yeah, man. You know what is funny about this?
You doing in here, Johnny Law? I'm Justin Bieber. Get out of here.
Hey, this is funny because it's like, look how like defiant Biebs is smiling, right? And then there he's about to cry. In his profile, he's like, "Fuck, this is real. I'm going to jail, bro." Last pick for you.
All right, I got 2. Now I will give you my honorable mention first. It's Matthew McConaughey, just because it's so funny how he got arrested. He got arrested for playing his bongos naked
and
too loud.
Yep,
and
classic.
Got caught with weed. But this was Hot Convict 2. I don't know if you remember this guy. He had like a fucking strong neck. John Feidelberg.
Forgot about your mugshot.
Yeah, I forgot about my
Fuck.
I would have been one.
I would have picked if I would have picked that number 1. That's right. you that was Dave had his prep school face, and Gaz did something else. But I mean that went under the radar. I feel that's a great picture.
It's a great picture.
I pull that back up. You got like the sunglasses thing going too, right? Don't you have like the sunglasses
like a tan? But I also had eye black on, so it's like a little.
Yes.
It's a little bit.
I mean,
more
you
highlighted.
look like you look like you just came out of a West Virginia coal mine where you murdered someone. And
putting a body
innocent
down there.
murder. Yeah. And they were like, "You're going to jail, motherfucker."
It is. It's a strong picture of me. As far
That's
as
great.
like, you know, you want.
That is.
I don't know if you always want to look at the hot guy going into jail, but I look like the hot guy.
I was gonna say
man.
our 5 picks could not be more polar opposite. Bieber looking like Ellen with a smile and his hair like flat top to the sky, and you looking like a West Virginia coal miner murderer.
Yeah.
You right. You
Yeah.
right. You right.
Good, baby.
That was a good top 5. Well done, Jackie. That was good. So send. I mean, there's so many good ones. Elvis, MLK, 50 Cent from 1994 looks like he will murder the shit out of you. There's a lot of good ones. So tweet us with your picks for top 5. What is it called? Mugshots. All right, let's do our voicemails today. They're brought to you by Heelist. Modern life has made it seem like living in a constant state of stress and anxiety and exhaustion is normal. It's not. I definitely think that way. Like I think about Spider, and I think about some of the guys here who just don't have any responsibility. And like at all moments, I'm worried about something. I'm worried about my kids. I'm worried about work. I'm worried about my personal life, my past, my future, my health. I mean, I'm always fucking freaking out about something. That's not normal. That's not normal. Shouldn't be that way. And so it's time to get back to wellness and be normal. I'm just talking to myself now, folks. You can listen along if you want to, but I'm just talking to myself. Heelist
I'm gonna listen.
Naturals is a 100% natural, vegan, and clean ingredient CBD that actually works. It's organic CBD blended with other clinically tested natural ingredients that are known to work with your body to help you find your calm without the brain fog, or to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up without any grogginess. So it contains things like lavender and chamomile and lemon balm essential oils. So like all these things you hear about, you mix that with some CBD with the new wave, and next thing you know, you got the old school with the new school, and it's a great combination to keep you healthy, happy, and relaxed. No THC, so you're not going to get high. All triple lab tested for potency and purity. All of their lab tests are made available to the public, so you know exactly what you're getting and what you're putting in your body. And for a limited time, Heelist is offering a trial size of their best-selling peppermint-flavored calm and sleep drops for free. It'll last between 5 and 10 days, depending on your personal dosage. 5 for your boy. And you can go to heelistnaturals.com/KFC radio to sign up and get your free sample. I'm doing this right now. It'll help me sleep. It'll help me like be less stressed and less anxious. Like, yes, fucking please. A 5 to 10 day free trial. Why not? Go to Heelist, HEALIST, heelistnaturals.com/KFC radio to sign up and get your free sample today.
Yo, what's up, guys? So I was just thinking about, like, the elementary school days. I thought about this time I was at recess, right? And there's probably, like, 300, 400 kids outside just like running around doing whatever, playing, and I'm in first grade and I had to take a shit, but like it was recess. I didn't want to leave recess, so I was just trying to hold it in, and all of a sudden like I couldn't anymore. So I'm just standing there looking straight forward, trying to focus so I don't shit my pants, just focusing as hard as I can. And this girl I had the biggest crush on comes up to me, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, like, are you okay? You look sick." She's like trying to see what's wrong with me. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to hold in the shit. And while she's asking me, I start to shit my pants, and I'm like borderline tears. I just run away from her, and I have to go see the nurse and get a new pair of pants. And so like I had to walk back into class after recess with a new pair of pants on, so like everyone knows like this kid shit himself. And it still haunts me to this day. So I was just wondering if you guys have any stories from like early childhood that still just like haunt you.
Bro, you want to know why people walk around in a constant state of fear and stress? It's because shit like this happens. Okay, a couple things. I mean, if you shit your pants, you just go home for the day. Go the fuck home.
Yeah.
Because first of all, if you have some problems. Like you are sick in the moment if you're shitting yourself.
No, I don't think so.
If you lose control of your bowels, there's enough wrong with your body that you can say, I need to go home.
No, it's like shitting on your lunch break. Fucking hold that in till you fucking get back to the office. Shit on company time. Get paid for it. Like, I'm not shitting at recess, buddy.
I'm playing dodgeball, motherfucker. I mean, talking to your crush while you simultaneously shit your pants is so emotionally scarring. This kid should probably just end it all. He has no chance of ever being normal. No shot.
I almost think that he has a bigger crush on her because of this.
Like he'll forever be interconnected?
Hoping feels good. Let's call it what it is. It does.
I don't really agree with that.
You don't think hoping feels good?
I mean, not the way some of you guys characterize it, like in Answer the Internet,
out of body experience.
When people on Answer the Internet, it's like, would you rather like cum or shit? I'm like, cum, bro. Like some people are a little too into it.
Well, it depends on the moment.
Yeah, yes, I get it. I understand.
Sometimes there's a gross cum where you're like, this is disgusting of me. I'm an absolute animal. And sometimes there's gross shit. Sometimes they're both good. I don't know. Like
you are a fucking animal. You are an animal.
I don't really have one that personally ever happened to me. Not that I can really recall. I do remember one when a kid got a pencil shoved up his ass.
Oh!
It was so funny.
Oh!
It wasn't up his asshole. It was up his ass cheek.
I think I'd rather up my asshole. At least there's a hole it's going into. You're just ripping through my flesh.
And so someone had sharpened the pencil. Not me. Someone had sharpened the pencil. Someone who sat right on the other side of me, though. So this kid sat in the middle of us. It was me and
you could have stopped it. You could have done something.
I knew it was coming. And it was me and my best friend. And so it was me, this pencil kid, and then my best friend on the other side. And he's like, yo.
Pencil kid.
He's like, yo, it was kindergarten. And he's like, yo, we'll call him Steve. I'm going to get Steve. And I was like, how are you going to get him? He's like, I'm going to sharpen the pencil. He's going to sit on it. And I was like, oh, boy, that's fucking funny. Cosign. I'm in for it. And so he went and he sharpened the pencil. You know when you sharpen the pencil so fucking much that it's just like half wood and it's just like the sharpest pencil in the world?
Yep.
And this kid's coming to sit down and he just last second gets it under right in time.
Oh, my God. Your full body weight like
and
that?
And it goes directly into him. Like right up his cheek. And
did he like a blood-curdling scream?
Screeched, Kevin. The loudest thing ever. Like, this was after.
I would like sue that fucking kid.
Yeah.
I would pull that out of my ass and stab him in the fucking throat. I would kill that kid.
And so he gets up and he just runs out right away. Like, runs out of the classroom. And it was about lunchtime or recess or whatever it was. We were leaving the classroom.
I cannot believe you are mentioning this kid with the same guy who just pooped his pants. This man was assaulted.
This is just a moment I remember from elementary school. And so we're walking to, again, whatever it may be, snack time. Well, snack time was in the classroom. So recess or lunch, one of the others. And we walk by the principal's office. And the whole class knows what happened at this point. We're like,
Frank's a fucking sociopath.
Shoved the pencil up his ass. And everyone's like, oh my God, that's horrifying, blah, 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 it's bad. And then we walk past the principal's office, and they have kind of like a desk you can see in. Mm-hmm. And the kid is being held by the secretary, crying his eyes out, obviously. but then a pencil sticking out of his ass still. The whole class just erupted into laughter. Like it was just sticking out of his jeans.
Again,
Just-
I mean, you wonder why people have anxiety. This fucking kid, he gets stabbed to death, and people are just laughing at him because it's funny. He's got a pencil in his butt.
It was, I mean, a pencil in the butt's funny, man.
I mean, victim. That man is a victim of a heinous crime.
No doubt. I mean, it's legitimately assault.
That kid should go. Did that kid go to jail?
No,
Did he end up being a total failure?
no, still a good
That's
friend
some
of mine.
pre-crime shit. That kid, he cannot be trusted. Goodness.
But that kindergarten got me thinking too.
Oh, when I was in kindergarten, this French bitch smoking cigarettes. Her name was Garance. She bit me. Bit my leg.
The leg.
The leg, like the shin. We were playing duck, goose. And she was like breaking the rules or some shit. Said she tagged me. She didn't. I was too fast. I got back down. And she did it like almost like a cartoon where you're like jumping on it like it's a corn on the cob. She just like pulled my pant and went, and just bit
She
me
got
on
the pants
fucking
up, too?
leg. Yep. She got
Wow.
the flesh, bro.
That's
Garance.
impressive.
That bitch.
Helga wants to call me.
Yeah, she was. She'd probably be a keeper now. At the time, I was like, "What's wrong with you?" Now I'd be like, "What's wrong with you, girl? Come be wrong with me."
But I was thinking about kindergarten and how goddamn fucking weird it is that we do the Pledge of Allegiance every day. That's fucking
Yeah.
like cult shit.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Stand up there.
Like,
and
stand
fucking
up.
Look at the. It felt very like.
Like that's like if you showed me that like a videos of like kids in North Korea.
Yes,
I'd
I was
be
gonna
like,
say
"That's fucking
it seems
weird.
like
Why
Nazi
do they do that?
Germany. Like Heil Hitler type
Do they
shit.
still do that shit?
The pledge?
Yeah. Like I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Oh,
and
yeah.
for the for the republic
Wait,
for
can
which
you,
it
can
stands.
you do it? Can you do it? Start over.
I think so. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under all, indivisible,
you were so
with
close.
liberty and justice for all.
Under God,
Under
bro.
God. No,
Under
that's
God.
gone now. We out.
Is it? I was gonna say, did you get it
I-
right because it's that's the
I
new
didn't
thing?
get it right because
that
of
was.
that. But I
that's
do believe it's been like,
Yeah.
I think at least some schools are taking it out. And in
Under
which
all.
case people are freaking out. Like, oh my God, they're getting God out of the schools. And like, shit,
You know what's a-
separation of church and state's a thing.
You know what's a little funny? Indivisible.
Indivisible.
It's pretty divisible, if you ask me. Like old takes exposed. The Pledge of Allegiance. get whoever wrote that one for sure. Divisible.
And by the way, fucking separation of church and state was like never a thing.
Never. They
Never
said
a
it, and it
thing.
never once happened.
Dude, we used to just fucking. We had one kid in our I grew up like in like a Catholic town.
Yeah.
And we had one kid who was a Jehovah's Witness, and it was just like, yo, go sit in the corner while we fucking paint Santa Claus. Like it was
Fucking loser.
It was insane.
Yeah.
How like it's like, oh, you can't have any Halloween candy because you know like fucking go sit in the corner then. It's like you got time out because your parents were Jehovah's Witnesses. It was insane. Like legitimately punishing children because he's like, I don't know what the fuck it
Honestly,
means, dude.
The witnesses are so annoying. He deserves it.
Someone-
They're such a pain in the ass. Door to
The most
door.
we ever did to defend his religion was someone brought him cupcakes on his birthday once, and a teacher just threw him in the trash. Joey's a Jehovah's Witness, you idiot! Bam! That's what you get for trying to be nice, Stephanie, you dumb broad. Do you not even understand the concept of other religions? How disrespectful of you to wish Joey a happy birthday.
Go stab someone with a pencil and get the fuck out of here.
Know what his mom did this morning when she woke him up? Nothing. Why don't you follow suit?
Next voicemail.
Hey, KFC, Funberg. So me and my boys was out here having a little bit of a debate. So this was somewhat recently, but me and the boys were all kind of hanging out watching some porn. And we were trying to figure out the name of this chick. And one of our buddies is a little bit more into porn than the rest of us. And he basically...
Sounds like you're all into
He
porn.
was like, here, let me see. And we flipped the screen around. He took one look at her. He was like, oh, and he spit the name out like it was nothing. You're like, how the fuck did you know that? Because we found out he was right. He's like, oh, I recognize her by the freckles on her back. And like, they weren't like super distinctive, but like he was like, it was like second nature to him. And we were just wondering, like, do you think that is too into porn, or is that how into porn you guys are?
I'll tell you what I
Or
think
would
too
you
into
rate
porn is
yourself?
watching it with all your buddies.
Yeah, dude. Like
I think a group porn session, you're all too into porn.
that's watching porn without masturbating is one of the more psychotic things a human being can do.
Ever.
More psychotic than a full body tat. It is,
Yeah.
and then walking into a kindergarten classroom. It is insanity to just sit there with your friends and be like, all right, What you guys want to
Hold
watch?
up.
You want to watch Avengers Endgame? You want to watch fucking Green Book? You want to watch fucking the football game? No, let's watch Riley Reid's compilation. Like, no, you're a fucking. Don't come to me like, is that how into porn you guys are? I've never watched porn with anybody but perhaps someone I was about to have sex with. That's
I watched
the most.
porn once. My freshman year roommate was crying over his high school girlfriend breaking up with her, and I was like, "We got to get you over this, bro." So I was like, we cracked a bunch of beer and I put on porn. I was like, "Watch this, we're getting over it." I was like watching weird shit too. I was like,
You turned him into Blanca.
That was funny. That was very funny, John. Well done. You win today's episode. Turned him into a fucking government experiment. But yes, if you're watching porn in a group setting with a bunch of guys,
You're too into porn, bro.
Yeah.
Don't come into my house and accuse me of fucking wrongdoing when you're over there fucking getting hard-ons with your buddy, like in fucking
doing Limp Bizkit and shit like
you're
that.
fucking in CCD. Get the fuck out of. That's the only time it's okay to get hard with all your friends.
In religion, in church.
In CCD when you're practicing fucking First Communion. All right, Bobby, your turn. Like, don't think so. John, your turn. Don't think so. Oh, get over here. Have Samantha go. How about that? Can't tell she's soaking wet.
I don't know what just happened to John in the last like 10 minutes of this episode, but he just lost it. You just lost your mind. Talking about little girls getting their first communion being soaking wet.
As soon as I said
you
that,
meant confirmation.
I was thinking confirmation. As soon as I said get wet, I was like, fuck! Wrong.
Wrong sacrament. God damn it.
I meant confirmation. God damn. I didn't get hard in second grade either whenever I got my first communion. Not intentionally, at least. Maybe in church.
Not the first communion. Maybe the second or third. Not the first. Definitely wasn't hard for the first. My family would have known. I mean, by the way, to answer the question, noticing freckles is maybe a bit much, but when you start to notice, when you got some favorites, you'll fucking notice.
Bro, I was
everything.
one time shamed for recognizing Riley Reid's back tattoos.
No, that's crazy.
That was on a
That's
Guess
crazy.
That Ass. I think he sent it to me, or someone sent it to me, like, is this too much of a graphic Guess That Ass? And
It's Riley Reid.
And I was like, oh, Riley Reid? I don't know. Like, what do the rest of them look like?
Yeah.
Because they're like, wait, how'd you know it was Riley Reid? Like, I don't know. The Chinese symbols all the way down her fucking
I
spine.
mean, come on, yeah, that's crazy. Tattoos, any other birthmarks and shit. Freckles, like I said, are a little bit. But if they're like, they're really like jump out freckles, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why don't you fucking
I mean,
remember the name?
I could probably pick out a couple girls by their asshole alone. Give me a fucking break. Again, it's the group setting porn, not the
Yeah,
identifying.
you're the
features.
weirdest ones, not us for recognizing tattoos.
One more, and then we'll get into our interview.
What up, boys? I was just listening to Tuesday's pod, and you guys were talking about like a Twitter where you don't get to say anything or whatever. Anyways, I had a much better idea than that. TM this. What do you guys think about social media app like Twitter or Instagram, but it's just people hyping each other up? Like, you post a tweet, they say that's funny as fuck. You post a picture, you're cute as fuck. Anything.
I like how you want to
but
be called
it's
cute.
Only positive vibes.
I love a good
Vibe
cute.
Tribe.
The Vibe Tribe. I
I was
think.
just thinking.
First of all, I think that was the intent of social media. That guy on Social Dilemma was like, it was such a flex, by the way. He's like, hi, I'm John Smith. I worked for like LinkedIn. I worked for Spotify, and I invented the like button. I was like, holy shit. Just a casual resume. But he was like, I thought it was going to change the world for good. Like, we're all going to be positive. I like that, and didn't realize how much it
Yeah,
was going to
that's because all the people who made this are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you're good at tech.
Yeah,
you're
call
not a
it like, but
sociologist.
that doesn't mean that it's going to be used just when you like things.
No,
It's like,
no, it's even worse than that. They just didn't understand humanity as a whole. They were like, hey, we got this like button. And what did we say right away? Where's the dislike button? Where's the thumbs down? Give me a thumbs down, Facebook. That was like the first thing we said.
Yep.
Like, how do
I
I
need
say
a
I don't
dislike.
like this? Like, oh, comment that they should kill themselves? Deal. Okay.
we'll make it just a little button if you like it. If you don't like it, tell them to commit suicide.
Tell them that fucking children are ugly and should be hung. They should be lit ablaze like Shireen.
We need to end this episode because I don't know what's going to come out of John's mouth next. It's just progressing down a dark, dark path. Lit a blaze like Shireen. Or maybe we keep doing voicemails. I feel like the clock is running out on this guy when he's just getting hot, you know?
I mean, it was like they should have consulted a sociologist and someone and been like, "Yo, what do you think?
Not good.
What do you think would happen if we got?"
Hey, what if we quantify how much you like things by with a number? Would that be good?
Hey, we're thinking about starting this community where like the whole world is together in one place. How's that usually worked out?
ever in history?
Wars typically would have been the answer. That's it. They just thought for 1 second. We got people together. What happened?
Death,
They fought
destruction.
and killed each other.
Oh, man,
Were
that's
they
so true.
different in even the slightest way? Yeah. Then they tried to kill each other. Then they proclaimed that their belief or race was superior and tried to murder the other ones. But sure, good luck with the website, guys.
It all resulted in ethnic cleansing and genocide. Any differences at all? One person would rise to power and try to eradicate the others.
Yeah, the only one that's fairly successful is New York, and that's because they keep everyone separate. All right, Koreans
segregate
live
all
over here,
differences.
Chinese here, Italians here. Don't intermingle.
Good old segregation. Would you sign up for this all positive though? Because
Yeah, I wouldn't make a whole new app, but like if everyone wants to start gassing me up on Twitter, I'll accept that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It can't be a fake. If I knew I was going to like the fake happy club, I'd be like, this is not real.
Right.
You know? So you got to
But it's like smiling to trick
You know what
yourself
they got to
into thinking
do?
you're happy.
Like, remember when you found out that like eHarmony was actually like deeply religious? They
eHarmony is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Is that
Well,
why J-Day got invented? Because
Yeah,
you're not letting us
basically.
in.
Like Christian Mingle was like, yeah, obviously.
Right.
But I think eHarmony is made by like an evangelical Catholic dude.
The dude in the commercials, I believe it.
Yeah, right. And I think they did a good job of like hiding that. They were hiding their religious like persecution.
Yeah.
But
Sneaking
I
in
think,
like Stormfront.
yeah, yeah. I don't even know if they're sneaking it anymore. They snuck in the beginning and then she's just laying it on
Yeah.
thick. She's just a big old Nazi. But I think if you just started a new app, or if all of a sudden there was like, hey, we have like a new like section of Twitter, check it out, and it was just all positive, I'd be like, wow, they really like me over here. Not realizing that like it's only allowed.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd have to trick me. I don't think I could sign up
Gotta
for
use
it
some
knowing.
subterfuge.
Yeah, you can't just be like, because then I know it's fake. You know, it's like you probably hate me. You're just not allowed to comment that.
By the way, on if we're doing, let's do a quick load of the boys. I have a prediction, and that is that Homelander tortures of some kind Becca, and that's how she gives up where their hideout is. Because first of all, when Butcher and Becca are fucking under that tunnel, I thought that was doppelganger, because it's a very weird setup how it happens. It's like she leaves Butcher, comes
back
home,
and then just fucking
opens the door to the kid's room, and
Yeah.
then next thing you know, it's like the car rushing in.
Yeah.
It's a very weird.
Yeah, it was
like,
weird.
And then they fuck, and I was like, oh, that's doppelganger. But
Maybe
then
it was. Maybe they'll
nah,
circle
because
back
he
to
killed
that.
doppelganger.
Oh, right,
shortly
right.
thereafter.
Yeah. Spoiler.
And then but Butcher just reveals too much information. When she asks how life's going, he says it's going great, or sarcastically, or something like that, or terribly, whatever he says. And he says, I'm living in the basement of a pawn shop in Flatbush. That's
But
too
you don't
much.
need- you don't need to
You
tell
wouldn't
all
say
that.
that. You would
Yeah.
just say I live in the basement.
Right. Especially a guy who's like, you're supposed to kind of be like plausible deniability. Like you're not supposed to
Right.
tell him. You're supposed to know these
Like,
things.
you don't need to know exactly what basement I'm in. Basement is enough information to know things aren't going great.
I think
Like, I'm not living in the basement at the Vatican. Like, I'm in a basement.
Yeah, it's
Things,
not good.
Things aren't ideal.
Yeah, you don't need any more information. It sucks no matter what.
Yeah,
My
under
prediction.
a pawn shop doesn't make it that much worse.
I think Homelander is not going to become like good, but I think he's going to be the one to like stop Stormfront.
Ooh.
Yeah, like kind of good, kind of come back around, some sort of redeeming arc at some point.
It is also weird.
Because like he's the only one who can like stop her. Although I
you
don't know, that whole mental asylum. There's a lot of bad motherfuckers there.
Yeah,
but-
that girl.
yeah,
baddie.
Cindy or whatever her name is. You explode.
Do you think, like, how far back are these shows written? Because they are all, obviously this is like before things got like bad, but like it's got everything.
The smart people are usually like they really know what's going on in society.
Like,
They
police murders.
yeah.
When I mean Homelander, but, like,
Protests
police
and all that
murder,
shit, yeah.
Protests. I mean, even like Stormfront was Trump.
Yeah.
Where she like came in, she's on social media, like
Here's
she just
how-
says whatever
here's-
she wants.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
She
yeah.
just shoots from the hip and all
Right.
that, and it's like
Here's how to get
she's
people to like
A
you.
more nefarious thing.
Right.
It's like all of it is like, oh, that's pretty apropos to what's happening right now.
Let me hit you with a KFC Radio Boys crossover. Would you get a blowjob from yourself?
No. Thought about it. Don't think
You
so.
did really think about it.
Yeah. No, I gave you the real deal.
I don't
no.
think there's much there for me there. Like, I don't think I need to. It's not like I've ever wanted to see myself suck a dick.
Yeah, and like, you see me on lowering the bar, probably don't give a great blowjob.
You would give the worst head.
I can't put my pinky in my mouth, bro.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, it's not ideal.
You would make a terrible.
And also,
girlfriend.
like, I'm not hot. If I was Homelander, maybe. I'd think about it for sure. You know, he's 46 years old, by the way.
I saw your tweet. I mean, he looks great for his age, but I didn't think he was like a young guy.
I thought he was like mid to late 30s.
Okay, but yeah, I thought he was like 20 something or something like that.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was a kid, but
He's a
like,
good looking cat, man.
God, he's
such
handsome.
an asshole.
He is
Such an asshole.
But he's a perfect because he's like likable in that sense.
And I think that's how they're gonna like. You know, Stormfront's gonna become like the main villain, and he's gonna come back around somehow, some way. Interview time with Taylor Schilling. This interview is brought to you by Thursday Boot Company, a bootstrap startup that has been shaking up the industry by really making ridiculously high-quality boots that sell direct-to-consumer at unbeatable prices. Head over to ThursdayBoots.com and try a pair today with free shipping and free returns. If for any reason you don't love your size or fit, Thursday Boots has you covered. Oh, and after you check out, use their survey and let them know that we sent you there. Go to ThursdayBoots.com to get yours today. Taylor Schilling, KFC Radio. Let's talk to her. Lego! Hear us and see us?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sure
what's up?
can.
No, you're good.
How fun is this?
The most awkward feeling in the world every single time.
I know, it's so weird doing these things. It's like I'm like in a corner of my house, I put like flowers
Yeah,
on
so
like an old
part of what we do is
So
judge
the-
you. We always judge our guests on their background, and I mean there
It's
is that
weird.
bouquet of flowers. Yeah, and what's that? An exercise ball back there?
Yeah.
All
Little
right.
Swiss ball in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Flowers and sit-ups. Let's go.
Like I'm basically in like a storage closet. I have no interest. What is happening in the home? You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
And what's crazy is like it's not getting better. I mean, it's actually probably getting worse at this point. I figured by now we'd be used to it, or like it's just always
and
awkward
I
every
just
time.
was reading this other thing about like how we're supposed to be careful of like how to plan for a winter pandemic, like
jeez.
like winter time in the pandemic, and it's like I can't. We can't even. Our world is on fire in every capacity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Even
here
literally
talking
in some
about it.
regards. Oh, how about those pine cones back there too? Boy, you dressed it up for us. Is that what those are back there?
They're not pine cones. They're like little pieces. They're little lumps. They're like little tiny sculptures all over the place.
Just beautiful.
I mean, this is like a whole studio. I've been quilting in here. I have like my paint set up. You have no idea. If you could see this side, I have like an entire other world.
Is quilting a new hobby, or is that something you've done, or is that like, all right, I got to do something during quarantine? I'm a quilt.
No, like I've always kind of made things like that, but this is the first time that I'm actually spending time doing.
You know what's very funny is I was just kind of searching your name on Twitter before we came on, and I think you have, not you personally,
Thing to do.
right? It's
so
a
we were
blast.
stalking.
But
Let's enter a room hearing people say, so we were just searching your name on Twitter.
well, the one it actually
It's Twitter where nothing gets crazy or inflammatory or weird at all. It's totally normal.
exceptionally apropos because it I believe the account was called like Taylor Schilling's PR company or whatever. It's obviously not real. But the tweet was Taylor Schilling gives out major Leslie Knope vibes, and Leslie Knope loved to quilt. Big quilter.
Leslie, wait, I want to Google who is that?
It's Amy Poehler's character on Parks and Rec.
It's a good thing. Don't worry.
Oh, Amy Poehler's character on Parks and Rec. Oh, interesting.
I wouldn't come in on Twitter with some
I-
negativity. That's not me.
No. That's not even something that I want to know, but thank you.
Twitter is just a hellscape that we probably should have never created. It's one of those things where it's like, what's that quote? Like they were spending so much time creating it, they never thought about whether or not they should have created it. Twitter just shouldn't exist.
Yeah, it's like
a disaster.
Have you ever seen? I have the biggest headache from doing these Zooms all the time. Do you get headaches doing these?
Well, I think I've had a headache pretty much forever, but
For
it's
your
just
whole life?
it's just like that's how my head feels. So
Sure, I get it. Have you seen The Social Dilemma?
Yep. Did it freak you out?
It sure did, but I mean, the idea of like Twitter sort of ruining I think it's speaking more towards Instagram and Facebook.
I think Facebook is the problem, and my hope for the world is that everybody who's on Facebook eventually just like gets old and dies, and then the young people are not on Facebook, and maybe that'll solve some of the problem, maybe because Facebook is just a catastrophe.
It truly is. It truly is. But I think that there's no way eventually that will happen.
Let's hope sooner than later.
I didn't watch The Social Dilemma because it's like I know, I just don't need to know. You know what I mean? Like I know it's unhealthy, but I don't.
I know. But I mean, you think you know, and then you watch this and you know in a different way. It's interesting. It's worth watching.
I was listening to a podcast, a different thing, but similar theme, and they were talking about how they're listening, not even when you're talking anymore. If they hear you like sneeze and cough, that you'll get ads for like Benadryl and antihistamines, and that if you're crying, that they'll send you like, I don't know, links to shit that makes you happy. And I'm kind of like on board with that aspect of it. That doesn't sound so bad to me. Some of it's bad, yeah, invasion of privacy and like the government listening and shit. But if you're gonna send me stuff that's gonna like stop me from crying, okay.
I mean, I'm all for that. If it didn't the side effect wasn't kind of like demolishing our democracy.
It's a big bill to pay.
Yeah. Okay, you sent me Benadryl, but also
after like a prescription drug, like.
Yeah. Didn't you think though Social Dilemma was a little bit of its own like hysteria? I feel like what they were talking about is it kind of became its own. It's like a self-fulfilling thing where it's like, all right, well, you almost seem as much propaganda as you're talking about in a way.
So you're saying like that it was like inflammatory.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's bad, but the one guy, they were like, so what's like the best case scenario? He was like, civil war. I was like, well, I mean, calm down, man.
But I mean, listen, we calm down, man. But like, look around.
Yeah. They're not wrong.
They're not wrong. Like nobody, like I don't know, like that we haven't been wrong. But I think sure, like I think that it was kind of meant to be a little inflammatory.
Yeah, to get the point across.
Like to have like a little bit of a counterpoint. It feels like I mean I'm totally with you, and I think kind of things like that they're so deeply curated. We can't look at them as necessarily factual, but it's kind of helpful to have some information to counterbalance the messaging we get all the time.
That's my main problem with I've stopped watching documentaries for two reasons. Number one, I like to watch mindless stuff, and that's really the big one if we're gonna be honest here. But number two is they have become so like mainstream that they become false almost. They become there's so much fabricated. You'll watch one and then you'll find out that there was like a huge missing piece where they just didn't tell you because they try and make it so salacious.
I mean, that's why exactly. But that's actually to that point was why I was so like interested in The Social Dilemma, and then I wanted to go and like do more research on the redhead. I forget what his name.
Yeah, I know.
He was
was that Tristan?
I think so.
That was your name's Tristan, dude. Tristan. Ugh.
I don't know. I mean, he was specific about pronunciation, and more power to him. You know what I mean? But that notion that we're all living in our own Truman Show, like kind of curated. The content is so curated, which is like exactly the problem with documentary. Like it's everything. Right. It's just so curated.
I have an irrational fear that I'm living like the actual Truman Show, not like a metaphorical individual one that you're all actors. And maybe that's like the most narcissistic thing in the world. But I also just get so deeply nervous every time I'm like, every time I look goofy or I'm watching porn or something weird, I'm like, you're all watching me. Just tell me, why don't you tell me the truth? So yeah, I'm a crazy person. So whatever. What I do like though, so there's so many documentaries and like things that can scare you and shit. And then I feel like right around this time of year, there's like good, fun TV and shit to watch with the season and Halloween. And I feel like that's what's going on with Monsterland. It's the new show you're on in Hulu, where it's just like, get back to basics. It's that time of year. We're going to write some scary shit and we're going to have some fun and scare you. And like, it's fun to watch.
I'm very scared of scary stuff, and I can't wait to watch the show. I'm serious about that. That's not just some.
He was scared of the trailer.
That's not some interview pampering, but I was scared. It's a scary show.
It's really scary. See, what I think is so I'm not like I like move in and out of like kind of being interested in horror. I've had moments of like thinking old school horror was really cool, but I'm not like, that's not like what I click on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But this show is the way that they make our sort of inner demons, they externalize them into like what you're talking about, like those, like kind of the things we all experience, the shadow of all of our inner lives is alive and well, but that becomes the monster.
That's the scariest monster possible.
That really is.
Like, I'm not scared of Jason. I'm not scared of gore.
I know.
I'm scared of just what's inside here.
The saving grace.
That's why this is so compelling, and it's still like scary, but like not overwhelming. It's more interesting to me than a jump scare. It's like a mix.
100%. It's the scary that sticks with you and possibly alters your life.
Yes.
Because you start thinking about yourself in a completely different thing. Like Monsterland could potentially be a life-changing show you watch because it just changes how you think about yourself.
Forget about the social dilemma. This is gonna revolutionize the world. The best part about inner demons is that they're inner. If you externalize them, it's a fucking catastrophe.
Or is it? Yeah. Or does they let the games of healing begin once we externalize them? That may be
okay.
Now, when the trailer starts, Caitlin Devers, I don't believe I caught her name in the trailer, but she says something along the lines of, "When you're born, you could choose who you are. You're a bank robber or a doctor." I forget what you said. You can be happy or sad, and basically, like, how what self are you being? Do you think you're being your best self right now?
Now?
Is Taylor Schilling her best self?
My exercise ball, and you think I tried so hard to put flowers out for you. Yeah. This is the reality of my life. Intentionally, like purely, like a poorly curated thing. But then you see the truth too.
When you were
I think so for sure.
When you were like a little girl in like kindergarten graduation, and it said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Do you remember what you thought?
A little pioneer woman.
What the hell does a pioneer woman mean? Like living on the frontier?
Like Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Wow.
I wanted a bonnet, and I wanted an apron, and I wanted to like boil a pig.
Like that was all so quaint until we got to boiling a mammal.
Is that part of Monsterland coming out? Is that a scene in the new show? Goodness gracious. Boil a pig.
When I was actually looking, I saw Caitlin Devers in the trailer, and I was like, where do I recognize her from? And I kind of went through her IMDb, and I got low enough where I stumbled upon something where it was just like range, you know? Like I was like, Caitlin Devers is in Monsterland and also starred in Barney. What two projects do you think you've done where you're like, I can't believe I was in both of these?
Done it all.
That's so funny though. She started in Barney.
Yeah.
I was probably watching her in Barney. I was obsessed with Barney. I've done so much weird. I mean, what have I done? I mean, what I'm thinking of in this moment is the time where I was in New York and sent on some commercial audition where they asked me to like skip down a park bench. Like they brought it like a park bench into like this warehouse space, and they wanted me to like hop on it, sort of like skip like everything. Like I'm skipping.
It was an antidepressant commercial.
Because that's what people do, skip down park benches. And then there was a mannequin at the end, and they wanted me to kiss the mannequin and like make out with it a little bit, like just like a horrifying like mannequin.
This sounds like somebody's deep dark kink or something.
That was something horrible. But that I think of that and I think I can't believe I was there and now I'm here. That I don't know how that bridge was crossed, but it was.
Those are definitely two different genres, I'll say.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I've done so much weird shit.
Before Orange is the New Black, what, like, if that didn't happen, what do you think? Where do you think you'd be?
Oh, I mean, see, this is the thing. Before Orange is the New Black, so I went to NYU. I went to grad school to learn how to like breathe out of my armpit and be an actor. And so I went to grad school, but like after grad school, I was acting. Like I was making money and like paying my rent and groceries.
You were fine.
Like,
yeah.
So I felt like I'd always felt like I was like living the life.
Right.
Right.
Because
So
I
you never
was-
had
I
that
was, like,
struggle, like
I didn't have the struggle, but like I was like, I probably would have just kept, you know, I
Yeah.
was just like, I love doing what I do, you know? So I was like, when that happened, I was like, yeah, but like I've been doing this.
I think
you know?
that's the biggest like you made it moment when not like the massive contract, not the massive show, not the massive paycheck, just like the okay, I'm doing what I enjoy and I make enough to live.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And like
huge.
when we first started making enough like blogging, where I'm like, I don't have to
That was
think-
always my goal.
think of like all right, I'm good now. Like it's you know I'm not I don't have some lavish lifestyle and all that stuff, but like I'm doing what I like and I can sustain
The
myself on it.
consistency,
So
yeah.
I made it.
Well, I was looking at
Yeah, I told that was my experience totally. Just like I feel, yeah, I like that was everything. Like what more could I possibly have wanted?
when Schitt's Creek cleaned up at the Emmys this year, and everyone was telling the story about Annie Murphy was like her house had burned down, and she was like, "I'm done with that. I'm not doing any more auditions." And then she landed Schitt's Creek. But now Schitt's Creek's over, and it's like, well,
I didn't even know that.
yeah, it was like her life was like truly rock bottom, and she had said to herself like, if I don't get this, I'm gonna go do like a regular job or whatever, and then lands the role of a lifetime. And now you would assume that this opens a lot of doors and stuff, but when you haven't had that consistency the way you landed, it's a scary industry if you're kind of like going like Hail Mary to Hail Mary,
Yeah, I mean, I think actors I think we're all living in a space of absolute uncertainty most of the time, but like actors just have to deal with the reality of that. Like
That's
other people,
tough.
like when you have like a 9-to-5 job, you can kind of like fake, like you still might get hit by a bus. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing is certain, like nothing is in your control, but we can kind of like fake it, but like you as an actor, you just can't. You are like in constantly confronting the fact that there is no certainty. I mean, I hear like, yeah.
Is there, as an actor, is this your first time on a set of like this magnitude of a horror movie or of a thriller, psychological, however it's classified?
I mean, I did a movie once that was like a very weird horror movie. That was another moment in my life.
that
But
wasn't the making out with the mannequin. That was something. There was something scarier than that. Okay.
Is there a different vibe on it?
it's like it's just terrifying to think about, like the left turn, like the choose your own adventure where that could have gone.
Yeah.
So no, not one that was well written like this and like kind of with the caliber of cast and the director and the way it was set up. I mean, this was like a real deal show. I mean, it's beautifully written.
Is the vibe super different on these things? Like is it are they actively trying to get you unsettled and things like that? Like I remember hearing about like Jared Leto on when he's the Joker and he's trying to like mess with everyone's brains by like sending them like condoms and stuff like that.
Yeah, The Exorcist was one like that too. They made the set really cold, and they used to like make banging noises to keep people on edge.
Yeah, no.
No.
No, we're normal. That was weird shit. Yeah. Forget Jared Leto, that psychopath. But it is, I think there's been like maybe, I feel like American Horror Story and House on Haunting Hill, like there has maybe been a little bit of a revival or renaissance or whatever you want to call it of these kind of shows that I think really work. And it's like not gory or like too gratuitous, but it's well written, like you said, and it's like fun, and it comes out this time of year and everyone wants to be scared. It works out really well.
Yeah, I think it really does. And I think there is something where, I mean, this show just does it on the nose, but I think in general, kind of like these shows allow us to just in sort of a safe way confront really shadowy parts of ourselves. And that's fun.
Right.
That's cathartic. That's not like, it's a great mix between like, it's tittillating, like not, it can become mindless because it's all encompassing. That's how I feel about horror stuff. It becomes mindless because it's so consuming. It like consumes all of you watching it. It's so terrifying.
Does the anthology aspect of it allow you to kind of change how you approach it? Like, do you just let it fly? Like, fuck it, we're never coming back.
I think that like the idea of having a different cast for each episode, it was just like everybody had a juicy little part and you come in for a couple of weeks and it's like done. And the like weight of the world is not on one person's shoulder, and it was just such a fun job for that reason, knowing that it was like this great contained thing, and you could kind of go like full all the way, and then you're done.
That's it. Yeah, you just leave it all on the field. Well,
Amazing. Yeah,
we're about to go down a dark path with the game that we call Answer the Internet, and where we're going to hit you with questions that are from the deepest, darkest corners of the World Wide Web. Are you ready?
I mean, best of luck to all of us.
Let the inner demons externalize here. First one.
Let the inner demons externalize. Really, that's what this is.
Would you rather have toes for fingers or fingers for toes?
Toes for fingers or fingers for toes for fingers.
Toes? Oh no,
little
Taylor.
stumps.
How do you eat?
Look at me trying to open up my bottle with my toe fingers and shit. You know? Oh no.
At least like fingers for toes.
I can't buy it. I think you could actually kind of use them, but like I could imagine trying to use them. But like if my fingers were toes, I'd be flip-flopping all over the place.
Yeah, you just get a size like 13 shoe and you just run around. It's like
you can hide those at least. You got a big clown shoe and you're good to go. Also, I have baby fingers, so I
have toes for fingers.
I'm thinking less about aesthetics and more about functionality. But continue.
All right, let's see.
Toes for fingers. Thank you very much.
If you could have footage from one memorable moment in your life, what would that video be?
Which, by the way, is an interesting question. Like going forward, kids are going to be like, we already have all the footage. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I know that's weird, but maybe that mannequin moment.
That's someone's got to have it somewhere,
I'd love
right?
to see it. I know that. I don't know about you, but
on camera, like on a camcorder somewhere. I mean, someone has to. But that got pulled out of the recesses of my brain. I can't.
You're sure that wasn't like just a nightmare that you manifested? Like that was a paid gig? Was that some weirdo? Like,
no, that was real. That was real.
Would you rather have one song stuck in your head for the rest of your life, or never be able to hear music again?
Wow. I don't know. That's tough.
It's really hard because there are some songs I could see myself. Ferris, Hollywood's Not America just came to my brain. Don't know why it's on the Sad Boy season playlist. But like, there's also the aspect of fear where that could drive you crazy. One song forever.
Absolutely insane.
I mean, I think I'd lose my mind. That's why I would say no music. I think I would go crazy. I think eventually, like if I couldn't stop,
even if you loved the song. Even if you loved it, you'd hate it. And if it was like Smash Mouth All-Star, you would go bananas.
Immediately. Yeah. I mean, isn't that also torture?
Yeah, that's what they do, right? They blast music and just...
That's like upgrade. That's how they torture. It's torture.
I think they leaned, if Zero Dark 30 taught me anything, they lean towards the heavy metal, which isn't a genre I'd be dabbling in here. Yeah. But it's definitely a torture method. Would you rather lose all your old memories or never be able to make new ones?
Lose all my old memories or never be able to make new ones. Wow, these are so good. I think in the name of forward motion, lose the old ones.
Everyone's gone, huh?
I don't think
must be nice to be someone who's been in your life at this point. Like, not interested.
But you would never I don't think you can I feel like so much of like your decision making is based on the past, where it's like, well, I remembered last time I did that, like I got hurt or I got injured or and that's
that makes me want to lose all my memories. But I think that would be like absolutely that's
liberating.
That's a full freedom.
Yeah, you get to become a whole new person. Like you forgot where you came from. Yeah, I did.
That's the point. Yeah.
completely gone.
All right, we got two more for you here. Would you rather drink exclusively hot drinks for the rest of your life, or you have to move to and stay in forever Boise, Idaho? Oof.
Oh my God, there's no question. I'd be cozy all the time.
All right, all right, you're working out, right? You just ran like a half marathon, and then it's like,
oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
Like a hot coffee,
Yeah, that's horrible. But I would prefer it. And no shade to the people of Boise.
I was gonna say you just lost all 45 fans in Boise, Idaho. Goodbye.
All right, last one.
Yes.
What is one rumor true or false, that you'd like to spread about yourself?
I would like to spread the rumor that in my off time, I am I'm a shepherdess in upstate New York. Just
I'm boiling pigs.
living off the land.
I can just see the TMZ headline now.
Yeah.
Taylor Schilling boils pigs.
I'm just a sweet pioneer woman living off the land.
Just Little House on the Prairie. I loved the show as a kid. I didn't have any desire to move there, but I enjoyed watching it.
I know. I read all the books. Obsessed.
Well, you put the flowers out, so you're on your way. You did that. All right. All right. Great stuff. Thank you so much. So Monsterland is October 2nd on Hulu. It's great for the season. It's going to be a lot of fun. Very scary. Very titillating, as you said.
Italy, yes.
Thank you so much for the time, as always.
Thanks,
Thank
Taylor.
you. It was lovely to see you guys.
Nice to see you
next time.
too.
Bye.
Bye.